Hello and welcome to the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament Final, a day we've all been waiting for. It's the Falcons versus the Tornadoes. Hello and welcome to you and yours. I am Lesigo Poe ke le amogela tota to this final that we have for you at the inaugural SDG Fairbreak Tournament. And we're going to start things off on a high note and announce that the SDG Fairbreak Invitational Tournament is coming back bigger and stronger in Hong Kong next year. And I am joined in studio by the visionary and the mastermind behind this incredible tournament. It's Sean Martin. Sean, I mean, we just saw that clip. Hong Kong is happening next year. Just tell us a little about that.
Well, it is. It's incredibly exciting on the back of this tournament. That will be back in Hong Kong in March next year, 11th to the 26th. Same 6 teams in terms of the brands, and we're really looking forward to inviting a lot of these players back for that tournament.
And talk to us about the teams. Are we expecting the same amount of teams, or do we expect to see a bit of some changes?
No, you'll see the same 6 teams in terms of brand. You'll see all of those same 6 there. You'll see a lot of the same players that you've seen here. There might be a few little tweaks here and there to playing personnel, but I know from speaking to lots of the players that they're really keen to be back in the same colours that they're playing in. They've developed an identity around their teams already. You can see that with the way they're playing, and they're really keen to grow that and improve from where they are now.
I had you in the opening game, and it's great to see you chatting to you in the final game. Kind of feels like a full circle moment. How are you feeling with the success of the tournament?
Oh, look, it's exceeded all of my expectations. We knew in inviting the players that we'd invited from all around the world that there was a lot of skill there, that the teams were balanced. But honestly, the way they have come together as teams and played for each other in such a short space of time, I think you see that out on the field. It really means a lot to a lot of these players. They've loved the format, they've loved the concise nature of the games and the back-to-backs. And look, we just can't wait to get to Hong Kong now.
Yeah, and let's talk about today's game. The Falcons versus the Tornadoes. What are you expecting to see?
Well, look, I'm expecting to see a really close game. I'm expecting this game will go right down to the last few balls. They're very, very competitive, these two teams. They've got a great balance of more experienced players and players from all around the world. They've used their lineups really well throughout this tournament. They've mixed and matched them. They've given a lot of their players game time. And I think that's a big advantage coming into this game.
It's always great hearing from you, but we'll come back and chat some more. Let's now go to the coin toss with Jeff Lawson.
Thank you, Lesigo. Well, it's a wonderful evening here in Dubai. 27 degrees, slight breeze across the ground, perfect weather for cricket. Wonderful final in store, but we've got to have the toss first, and with me is the 2 captains, Susie Bates, Stefani Taylor, guest coin tosser, Cheyenne Bhatia, a well-known philanthropist, and to supervise him, Stephen Bernard, the match referee. So, Steve, you supervise Cheyenne with a toss.
Tails.
Susie calls.
And it is a head.
I knew I jinxed myself.
Stefani's got a win.
We're going to have a ball.
Thank you.
And the Tornadoes are going to have a bowl.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, yesterday we had a ball and yeah, we batted, we chased it, and I find we did really well. Ball coming onto the bat, so yeah, have another chase today.
Yeah, fine. Successful once. Come back and do it again. Well, your team have been in pretty good form coming into this match. What changes do you have?
Well, the team remains the same from yesterday's game.
Okay, perfect. In winning form, haven't changed the team, won the toss. Good luck.
Thanks.
Susie, what do you think of that decision?
We were going to have a bowl first too, but I think in finals cricket to have runs on the board and the way we batted first in the semi-final, I'm also happy to go out and set them a total.
Okay. Any changes to your side?
No, we've gone with the same team. I thought we played one of our best games in the semi-final, and so we've stuck with the same 11.
Okay, well, there you have it. Both sides unchanged for the final of the SDG Invitational. The Tornadoes have won the toss and they will have a bowl.
And let's have a quick look at that starting 11 for Team Falcons. We're seeing Chamari Atapatu as well as Danny White coming and opening the batting. They're going to be crucial in helping the team get over the line today. And that team is led by Susie Bates. And we're also expecting to see some really good bowling from Tipak as well as Gurung. And now let's have a quick look at how that starting 11 is looking like for Team Falcons. Team Tornadoes, and we've got Sean that's going to run us through that starting 11.
Well, we've got Sophie Devine at the top of the order with Sarah Callis. They've been wonderful as a pair. Stefani Taylor at 3, Sune Luz, Katie Martin, Alia Rise, Diana Baig, Natasha Miles, Siddharana Marga. It's a great balanced side. Bats all the way down really to 11 in this team, and I'm looking forward to how they perform tonight.
Sean, let me bring you in regarding just what we're expecting to see in today's game. We saw some really good centuries in the previous game. Are you expecting to see a batting contest as well in this next game?
I think we're going to see both a batting and a bowling contest in this game. I think there's a lot riding on this game for both these teams, so they might tighten up a little bit. They've got some very powerful players in both sides. With Sophie Devine and the Susie Bateses. Danny White had a magnificent innings in the semi-final, but they've got really balanced bowling attacks too with Diana Baig, Anju Gurung from Bhutan who's been bowling beautifully. So it's a really, really evenly balanced match this.
And you speak about Danny White and Atapatu. They've been really crucial in that batting, isn't it?
They have been. I don't think I've seen Atapatu bat any better than in this tournament. She seems very comfortable, she's very relaxed, and really it's bringing out the best in her.
And who are some of the standout players that you're expecting to see from either the Tornadoes or the Falcons?
Well, I'm interested to see how our Nepalese player bowls in this game. She's been sensational in every outing. I'm also interested to see how Anju Gurung opens the bowling for the Falcons. I think that, and Diana Baig bowled beautifully the other night. She really, we saw the Diana Baig that we all love to see bowl, and the way she was moving that ball around, I think that'll be significant. And Marizan's in for her second game as well, and again she had a bowl the other night. I'm expecting more from her tonight.
And Stefani Taylor's donning the hat of captaincy. Have you been impressed with how she's been leading her team?
I've been so impressed with how she's led that team. She's got 2 other international captains in that team. They've blended incredibly well with Sophie and Sune, but Stefani's got a wonderful nature, and I think she's worked really well with the balance and the nationalities in that team. So I've been incredibly impressed with her. I'm always impressed with Susie.
Okay, that's great. Now we're going to the final, and we're looking forward to the Tornadoes versus the Falcons. Enjoy.
Before the final of the Fairbreak Invitational, a minute of silence there. The late president of the UAE, Sheikh Khalifa, who passed away on Friday. This is the final of the inaugural SDG Fairbreak Invitational here at Dubai International Cricket Stadium between the Falcons and the Tornadoes, who won their semi-finals yesterday. The news from the toss is that the Tornadoes have won the toss and inserted the Falcons to bat in the first innings. That Falcons batting lineup, they were outstanding yesterday. Atapatu and White put on 132 for the first wicket. They'll work out momentarily. Susie Bates, the captain at 4. Marizan Cap, who missed the group stage, in there as the all-rounder. The Tornadoes successful yesterday through a combination of Sophie Devine, Stair Callis at the top of the list, and some tidy bowling throughout against the Barmy Army. Seeing here that opening partnership of Danny White and Shamari Atapatu. The latter is the only player in the competition to top 300 runs. Atapatu made 107 not out on opening night against the Warriors and has been so consistent. A semi-final performance yesterday of 63 from 52 deliveries. Averaging 61 in this tournament. The Sri Lankan superstar Shamari Atapatu. As for Danny Wyatt, her opening partner, she missed the first game but came back in outstanding nick. 76 not out in her first game, and yesterday player of the match in the semi-final, 83 from just 48 balls, a strike rate of 148 in the competition with 204 runs. Diana Baig will take the new ball for the Tornadoes. She picked up 2 wickets in the space of 4 balls inside the power play yesterday, including the all-important wicket of Deandra Dotton for the Barmy Army. So she's a player in form. The stage is set. Fielders outside the circle at deep square leg and deep third. Kim Cotton calling the players to attention. And we're away in the final of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022. Adam Collins to start commentary alongside me, former international player and coach Julia Price. How are you?
Very good, Adam. How are you? Very excited to be here for this. It's all been leading up to this moment for the whole tournament, so it's great to see the Falcons and the Tornadoes out there.
18 games in 10 days before tonight, the 19th game. It's been all crammed in, lots of double headers, but gee, we've been treated to some outstanding cricket. The blend of teams we've seen, some of the biggest names in the world on show. Oh, edging and just short of Martin, moving to our left. First run to the final. And it all started on that first night where your side, the Warriors, were up against the Falcons, who were able to chase down 178 in the 19th over. Atapatu's 100. I mean, what an extraordinary tournament she's had. 304 runs.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wake-up call for us. Unfortunately, we got Atapatu on the first game and just didn't know how to really control her. She hit a lot of sixes that night. We just couldn't quite get our lines right. Gave her a bit too much width. Loves freeing the arms up and hitting down ground. And yeah, I think the Falcons should be thanking us a bit later tonight for getting her in such good form for the tournament.
White, 83 yesterday in the semi. Dancing and clipping the start. Stylish boundary. First ball, Danny White.
Yeah, lovely shot there from Danny White. They're really aware that Diana Baig got hit for 30 off her 3 in the previous game, and Danny White does like to and prefer to go off the offside. And with Diana Baig's outswing, they really want to try and keep it nice and tight on Danny White there. But that was a lovely chip over mid-wicket, nice and safe. Didn't try and overhit it and hit some good space.
Yeah, Baig's the most important bowler for the Tornadoes, and we saw what White did yesterday against Sophie Eccleston, the most important bowler for the Spirit. She danced at her first ball and hit her for 6, so there's a plan here, transferring pressure back onto the top bowler as quickly as she can. She's got a great record in finals around the world, Danny Wyatt. Up and over mid-off. And that's gone all the way. White goes bang, bang to start the final.
That's exactly what we were talking about. Loves to hit over the offside. Nice and straight. I can't believe they actually didn't have anyone back straight or even on the offside here, but she's really hit that nicely. Put in a beautiful area for her. Thank you very much, Dana Baig, but just probably getting her length wrong, giving her a little bit of room. She pushes to the leg side just to create a bit more room for herself, and she's pretty much picked up where she left off last night.
Keeping the same field. Didn't even need to swing fully there. White on the advance before the ball arrives. Tarana McGar gets an early touch. Direct hit too.
I don't mind that from Baig. Just trying to change up her length. She hasn't really got a lot of pace to trouble her with the short ball, but it just stops her thinking that she can just sit on that front foot and swing through the ball. I mean, and that's a magnificent shot.
Yeah, the short arm jab, wasn't it? Knowing that she's got the power, especially a bit off inside the circle.
We've just dropped back a long on now. Again, I would assume means Dana Baig is trying to get a ball into her legs. Maybe wide on the crease.
Does so here. Good Yorker. Dug out for a single. 12 runs from the first over. Danny White away with a boundary and a 6. So 2 unchanged teams. The Tornadoes successful in a thriller last night against the Barmy Army, winning with 4 balls to spare. And the Falcons were convincing against the Spirit, winning by 25 runs. It was this pair yesterday when they had the chance to bat first in the hot sun here in Dubai, putting on 132 across 15 overs to put themselves in a great position. Janita Sudurung getting the new ball for the Tornadoes. She knocked over Heather Knight yesterday with a beauty. An important time of that innings, so a player in form.
It's so important to be able to get off to such a good start, and the pairing of these two is unbelievably strong for the Falcons. So Tornadoes know that they've got to try and take that early wicket.
2 out on the leg side. Oh, caught a big wicket! Sitarana McGar diving away. What a moment early in this final. Suturong in the book first ball. And it is the huge wicket of Danny White. And Sitarana McGar, who's been so impressive throughout the course of the competition, had work to do to her right and made no mistake.
That is a magnificent catch under pressure in her final, and she's done a great job in the signature celebration as well. But what a massive moment. Danny White, their clear plan was to be bowling into that leg stump, cramping her up, keeping the ball away from that offside. Danny White out for 11. It's 12 for 1 in the second over.
Tidra Satish, 18-year-old prodigy from the UAE, in the second over. Not the market style. That is blown to the rope at deep backward square. Do not bowl there to the left-handed youngster.
That's certainly a gift. The sort of ball you want to receive as your first ball that you face. Left-handers love it in that area. She's been so exciting in this competition. A youngster many of us would have seen before, and she's really showing her promise batting at 3. That's a lot of responsibility for her as well for the Falcons, but I think that left-right, well, the 2 lefties out there now actually might trouble the Tornadoes a little.
So both fielders outside the circle are on the offside, deep third and deep point. So can't bowl on the hip. That's better. Satish wasn't required against the Tornadoes, earlier in the comp and missed out yesterday in the semi-final. 1 out for 1. Another look here at the wicket. Sitarana Magar. She has been a joyous cricketer to watch over the last 2 weeks. The Nepalese star hit the winning runs against the Falcons in the group stage. She was in the wickets in the semi-final. And she loves her cricket. As you say, Julia, we've seen that celebration a number of times in the last 2 weeks. What a stage it's been for a player like that too. Nepal not getting the chance to be in the shot window too often, and such an impressive time of it. It's mostly with the ball, but also crucial runs, and now a screamer in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of the Nepalese men starting to make a name for themselves in a lot of the competitions around the world, so it's great to see that we've got the women also putting their hand up.
That's class. Sure, it was a full toss, but had to thread the needle. 2 fielders inside the circle. ANTI-PIRACY, her first boundary.
Yeah, she's not all about brute force. She's got a lot of timing. Just placed that beautifully in the gap. Didn't have to overhit that. Another 4 to her. She's been outstanding this tournament. 36 fours leading into this game, and also 14 sixes leading that way. But no doubt Sophie Devine will want to challenge that maybe in the next innings.
In behind at the finish. 2 overs gone. A successful one there for the Tornadoes with the Falcons, 21 for 1. The team of the tournament has been named. 13 names on that list, including this opening pair. Just seen White gone, but Chamari ANTI-PIRACY still there. A number of associate nation players listed, including the aforementioned Sitarana Magar. Took that fabulous catch in the previous over. Stair Callis and Winifred Durisingham from the Tornadoes in this final.
They'll really be trying to cramp up Satish here. Has been a little slow off the mark, only going at just under 80 for her strike rate. But to me, she just needs to play a role of knocking it around. They know what ANTI-PIRACY can do. I think just with Baig, I think it'd be really nice for her to be able to bring the ball into the left-hander of Satish and really cramp her up, make it difficult for her to keep rotating that strike, finding the boundary.
A couple of York players from the Warriors in that team of the tournament. Hayley Matthews and Georgia Redmayne, who would take the gloves if they were playing a game. Straight blade there.
Yeah, plenty of opening bats in that team. Obviously, they get to see a lot of the play, and but both Georgia and Hayley were both fantastic for us. Obviously, Georgia a little ill for a couple of the games, so did well to not play all the games and still sneak into that team. Good reward for her, and she was also, as you mentioned, great with the gloves.
Yeah, spin heavy too in that kind of tournament, hasn't it? I think up until last night we had 19 stumpings.
Nice areas again there from Baig. Just would like to maybe be a little more attacking on Satish. She does like to try and go over the leg side for a go-to shot, but with the ball swinging into her, I think they nearly could have probably popped a fielder over and be going with the 4-5 field.
Close. Good over this so far from Baig.
They're really exposing that long on, long off, leaving it open, tempting Chamari ANTI-PIRACY to put the foot down and go for the big swing over the top. They don't have a slip in as well, which is interesting if you want them to be going for that sort of shot. So at the moment, I think, not really sure what areas Donna Baig is trying to bowl to ANTI-PIRACY.
So good. Dead straight.
Bit of a tough field to to protect against when you know that ANTI-PIRACY, that length, she just wants to get underneath it and straight back down the ground. No real protection for her. I'm not sure if she's going to be guiding it down to that third fielder. I'd be trying to protect that straight boundary if I could.
So deep third, deep square. Mid on, mid off, both up. Patience there to finish. 3 overs gone, the Falcons, 26 for 1. Danny White, been and gone already. A 4, a 6, and caught from the first ball of the second over. Tornadoes winning the toss and electing to chase this evening, as they did last night against the Barmy Army. Switzerland to continue. Interesting going through the numbers from the group stage. The Tornadoes had the worst economy rate of all teams inside the power play. And the Falcons were the most effective in the power play with the bat in terms of their run rate. So this should be a time where the Falcons can prosper. They've struck 24 sixes in the tournament. You mentioned that 14 of them are the batter Chamari ANTI-PIRACY, and she's there. So time to strike. And they don't get away with that for a moment. I thought the arms were staying down.
So did I, absolutely. But I do love the fact that the Falcons have got to slip in, and probably it stops the guide down to third. Quite attacking play, ball going away from the left-hander in Satish. I feel that the Falcons have put Satish in purely just sort of stretch that batting order a little bit longer. Susie Bates to come in next. She's had a great tournament so far as well.
Pitch outside the leg.
You just can't quite get her lines right at the moment, but they're managing to get away with it. They're pitching outside, missing everything as well. A bit of an optimistic shout, I think, there. She's just got to find a way of just rotating that strike, getting the singles and getting ANTI-PIRACY on strike while they're still in this power play. They've only got the 2 back as well, so that ANTI-PIRACY can actually maximise as much as she can with only 2 fielders on the boundary.
Hustle keeping it to 1 there. Tash Miles.
ANTI-PIRACY is quite conservative tonight. She looks like she's just being a little bit more tentative about going really hard really early, and it shows what it means to her team for her to stay out there and be that central person. She needs to bring this team home and stay there.
Yeah, I suppose that's the dynamic with losing White too, isn't it? Knowing that 2 or 3 quick wickets inside the power play has been fatal for teams throughout this tournament. Short cover now in position. Sitarana Magar given that job. Oh, that's closer. Turned down. Pitching outside leg again, but a lot closer to those tram tracks. Another look here. Good decision.
Just the 4 out on that leg side too. She knows that that's an option for her to go that shot, and the line that she's bowling to her at the moment is really reflective in the field that she's got set.
Caught it backward point. Sune loose. Right place, right time. And that is huge. Chamari ANTI-PIRACY giving some catching practice. The Falcons have lost their 2nd wicket.
Well, the beauty of getting that wicket from White is it put the pressure back on ANTI-PIRACY, and she had to change her game. She wouldn't be happy with this at all. Just sort of poking around a little bit, and a nice catch by Sune loose there at backward point. A massive wicket for the Tornadoes.
ANTI-PIRACY gone for 9 from 10 balls. The Falcons have lost both of their openers inside the power play. They're 28 for 2. Bates in at 4, the captain, the most prolific batter in the history of women's T20 international cricket. Another successful over for the Tornadoes, though. The Falcons 28 for 2. Just tried to squeeze this out. One hand off the bat when contact was made, and Suno Luce completes her 6th catch of the tournament. Only Sophia Dunkley with 7 has more. And that is the only time in the competition that ANTI-PIRACY was dismissed for less than 20. And she knows how important that is. The Tornadoes are up and about. And the captain says, my turn. Stefani Taylor bowled a couple of overs last night, none for 6. Over 200 international wickets. Satish misses out on the full toss to start.
It's a nice time to bring yourself on when you've got 2 new batters out there. Stefani Taylor's had a great tournament with the ball.
Ooh, on with the arm. Not out. That slid on a tree.
Not usually a big turner of the ball, Stefani Taylor, but she's really got back into the swing of things. Hasn't been bowling a lot of off-spin in the last couple of years in international cricket, but really finding a form here. And as you can see, that just sliding down leg side. But great attacking bowling there from Stefani Taylor.
Oh, that's it, nice, mate.
And that could have gone either way. Big decision. Susie Bates made 41 not out against the Tornadoes in their group fixture where the Warriors went down. On that occasion, they only set them 139 to win. The Tornadoes needed to bounce back quickly after being bowled out for 81 the previous night. They did so. They made the finals. They won their semi. And they're right on top in the decider here with 2 early wickets.
Probably on paper, I would have said the Tornadoes, when I first saw all the teams, I knew that they were going to be a pretty strong team. So not surprising that they're in the final at the moment and also dominating.
Slip in. So Bates made 60 against the Warriors, 25 against the Sapphires. They missed a couple of games through illness. Dancing, throws it wide. Some confusion. They sneak through. Miles would have needed to have collected and thrown in the same motion and pinged down the stumps. Wasn't to be.
Just that little bit of extra pressure there, taking a little bit of a risky run, a little bit of risk coming down the wicket as well to a wide ball. We've seen quite a few stumpings this tournament to those wider deliveries, so maybe a little lucky that Miles a bit of a misfield.
Top first over from the captain, Stefani Taylor, just 2 runs from it. 5 overs gone. We'll have a change in commentary. Mark Farmer, Sana Mir replacing us. The Falcons 30 for 2.
It's 30 for 2 for Falcons, and Tornado has a very good start with 2 early wickets in the power play. And the New Zealand, the Kiwis up against each other. Susie Bates getting hit by Sophie Devine. There will be a concussion test here. From the bat onto the helmet.
As we take a little bit of a break, I guess, and go through the various protocols. An opportunity for the, well, I don't know that the Tornadoes would want the break. They're on top. Possibly a good thing for the Falcons just to take a little bit of a breather and a reset. Have a look at the 2 wickets. Some phenomenal bit of fielding. Sita Ranamaga, she's been all over this tournament, especially with the push for celebration. What a catch that was. And then another great one from Suno Luce. And Tornadoes on top.
And we have seen that so very often in this tournament. The pace off, and the main batters, like the top batters in the world, are finding it really hard. When the pace is off, it's easier for them. So both the batters, both the openers gone. All smiles there, or everything good.
And we've got a guest in the commentary box. We've got Ravi Nagdev, General Manager of Cricket Hong Kong. Give us a chance to talk about the recent announcement from Sean about this tournament going back to its original intended location of Hong Kong next year.
Hi Farms, thank you very much. Couldn't be more excited with the announcement. Having the tournament back where it belongs in Hong Kong.
And it would be really good to have the Hong Kong tournament back in Hong Kong because of the COVID situation. It was shifted to Dubai. So how excited will be the board and the people there?
This is appeal, and we're going to go upstairs and have a look at it. Easily home. Easy decision, that one. That'll be not out. So Ravi, tell us, how excited is everybody back home in Hong Kong?
Well, I think having it in Dubai, obviously, you know, we can't be happier with the event happening over here, and you know, and how it's gone and the response that we've been getting for the event. I think we're all very, very excited and with that response. But obviously, with as being Cricket Hong Kong, there's a little bit of disappointment that we couldn't have it in Hong Kong, and I think that we'll cover that.
And of course, with the credit has to be given to Cricket Hong Kong for partnering with Fairbreak and bringing this tournament alive. From the players' perspective, everyone has really enjoyed this tournament. The whole essence of the tournament has been brilliant, and the level of cricket has been pretty good too.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's probably the most heartening thing that we have seen in the tournament. I think the way the players have responded, both associate member players as well as the full member players, the bonding that we have seen. Sana, your first-hand experience with that, I think that's probably the most heartening thing for Cricket Hong Kong. And you know, we are very proud to be associated with an event like this, and we want to bring it back home next year.
Absolutely, absolutely. The players are loving it. They have really enjoyed the whole experience. And a good shot there. Falcons need some runs. Diana Baig with the chase. Some relay cricket there, but excellent running there by Susie Bate and Satesh. 3 runs of the last delivery, 37 for 2.
Great work, great shot by Susie, and great communication and running between the wickets. Not often you manage to sneak one off in this field, but they have here. A little relay ineffective in the end. Slide, throw, and I don't think she was quite expecting it.
After the power play, 37 for 2, the Falcons. Tornado will be really happy. Both the danger players, Danny White and Atapatu, are back in the dugout. So perfect start for the Tornadoes. Excellent shot there by Susie Bates. Brilliant timing, a bit short. Stefani Taylor and Susie Bates was on it very quickly.
What a shot. The Falcons would be pleased about that. They certainly needed that, and just muscled down the ground by Susie Bates, and I think she's going to have to be spending a long time at the crease. These Falcons are going to put up a total. We've seen in the game previous to this, with 2 centuries scored, that it's a batter's track, but we know in finals the score on the board.
That's why I say the power play has been really beneficial for the Tornadoes, because the 2 batters who can easily score, essentially, they have shown in this tournament, Danny White and Atapatu both are back in the dugout. So it's going to be Susie Bates that would be required to play a captain's knock if they have to win this title.
Here we go, Steph.
Yeah, they've got capable batters to come, but still a long way to go in this innings. We've seen when a partnership does form, the total can be put up. Looks like that's just gone over the tram tracks.
They have Medicine Cap in the dugout. And that would be a close appeal, but maybe going down the leg side. And that's why the umpire doesn't look interested. Stefani Taylor using the new ball to good effect, using that arm ball, coming into the left-hander, but doing a bit too much. Single up off the last delivery, Falcons 43 for 2.
And the mint is switched on, and the Fairbreak Effect NFT drop is officially here. The owners of the NFTs gain a membership with exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Head to fairbreakeffect.com for more or scan the QR code on screen.
And the danger baller is in the attack. Winnie, she has been really good in this tournament so far. Bowling the gentle medium pacer, and just with the first delivery creates a wicket, even though it was a low full toss. But that's what she has been doing, bowling wicket to wicket with slow pace and causing the batters to fault. Just look at that. Sita Rana, she has been really good in the field, but not this time.
Oh, they're sneaking a run. Could there be a chance? I think there might be. Oh dear. It goes from bad to worse, I think, for the Falcons. We're going to go upstairs. We've seen direct hits throughout the tournament. That was close. And the Kiwi Katie Martin runs out. Her teammate Susie Bates, and she's going to be on her bike. The worst possible start for the Falcons. They lose yet another wicket. Susie Bates departs. She's on her bike for 11 off 9, and the Falcons reeling at 43 for 3.
And we've got Mariko Hill coming in to bat in a situation where Falcons would not want it to be. Like 43 for 3. All the 3 top batters back in the dugout. Some really good bowling and fielding performance from Tornado.
Oh, nice, Winnie.
As that keeps low, Mariko able to keep that one out.
Winnie, I don't think
Winnie.
you can go about
And whatever she touches turns to gold at the moment as we have another look at this. Called through and what do they say? Never run on a misfield or when it hits the stumps at the other end.
Good presence of mind from Winifred, showing that she was paying attention where she wanted to throw, and a bit of inexperience shown by Satish.
Fingertips, chase hard, and will be pulled in. Mariko Hill picks up 2.
Good selection of shot on Winnie because she keeps wicket to wicket and not a lot of pace there, so you have to play with a straight bat, and that's what Mariko Hill did. It's not an easy shot to play on this pitch. It's low but well executed and well stopped by Sophie Devine. So a lot of rebuilding will have to be done now. 3 wickets down. 45 after 8. After 8 overs, Falcons 45 for 3 in all sorts of trouble. But on a lighter note, we would like to know, Ravi, what do we expect from a tournament in Hong Kong when Fairbreak goes there next year? That's a 4 onto the leg side. Sanelli starts with a loose delivery there, and Satish was on it very quickly.
Right, definitely in Hong Kong, the grounds will be more compact. I think that will, for the spectators, I think it'll be a more intimate experience. They'll be closer to the action, and you can almost smell the players. And as for the players, obviously Hong Kong is a great city. I mean, hope they can experience the attractions of Hong Kong and hopefully a bit of the nightlife as well.
That's 50 up for the Falcons. They have seen the previous game where there was a run fest, and they would have wanted to do that. I think that's why they went on going so aggressive, but in doing so lost 3 early wickets. So now they have to rethink.
I don't know what the director's trying to say there. Something about a full moon, maybe?
Positive use of feet there, Mariko Hill, and holds her shape while playing that shot. So good aggressive cricket still from Falcons. It doesn't seem like they're going to go back in the shell.
Sneak through off the outside edge there. Yeah, they're going along still reasonably nicely, just under 6 and over, and I guess that means they can just keep things ticking along, and if they're able to establish themselves, come into the last 5 overs, they give themselves a chance.
Excellent shot there by Mariko. 4 off the last ball. That was much needed. Falcons 56 for 3 after 9. Started off with a loose delivery of the leg side to the left-hander, this time to the right side, Sanelli's, and Mariko Hill was on it pretty quickly. And the bowlers have done a really good job. Diana Baig a bit expensive, but all other bowlers, just look at the figures, especially the opening bowler, Sotirong, 2 important wickets.
Nice, good, Winnie.
So Ravi, with the tournament in Hong Kong, how would be the weather there in March, and what kind of fan following do we expect? Do we expect a lot of crowd to come there for the matches?
Oh, well, definitely. I think it's, as I said, it's a compact ground, so it doesn't take a lot to fill the grounds. So I think the atmosphere will be absolutely amazing. I think that experience that the players will have with the crowds and with the chanting and the atmosphere. I mean, we have hosted events like the Sixers and the T20 Blitz that we have hosted in the past, and the atmosphere is something that the players have always said, and that's what they always come back for.
Great chance for the families of these players to come and support. And this time Mariko Hill trying to play too hard, losing the shape, but gets 1 run.
Satish doing an all right job here. There's been a lot of action at the other end and trying to establish this partnership.
Yeah, really good, Winnie.
The good thing for Falcon is they are rotating the strike. There has been not a lot of deliveries where they have been like mini maidens, like 3 dots in a row. So what they have done well is, yes, they have lost some wickets, but they are rotating the strike. So some kind of momentum in their innings.
No, disaster strikes. The Tornadoes, it's all going their way, and the Falcons have just had their wings clipped.
That's the commentator's curse. As I talk about rotating strike, again they take a run where there was no run. On a misfield, Mariko Hill called and Satish has to go. Falcons 4 down now after 59. And thank you so much, Ravi, for joining us. We'll come back after the drinks break to get the live action again.
Thank you, Sana.
Welcome back to the final of the SDG Fairbreak Invitational. 9.5 overs gone, and the Falcons are imploding with a couple of run-outs. This is the final ball of the 10th over. Which is driven fiercely by Barazan. She's showing intent already. 10 gone now at 60 for 4. This is the run out just as Hill and Satish were building. Sutarang, great stop, throw, and that is the 9th run out executed by the Tornadoes in this tournament. Sutarang and Hill were building. They've fallen to another Tornadoes run out. And now Marizanne Kapp gets her second knock of the tournament. And she'll have her South African captain, Sune Loosbowling, to her. With me, Anisha Ghosh. What do you see out there, Anisha? It's a tense final, isn't it? People aren't really relaxed.
Indeed, and none better than Marizanne Kapp to be out there in the middle for the Falcons at this juncture. She has been in prolific form across domestic tournaments in the past 1 year, was phenomenal in the 100, phenomenal at the WBBL, and phenomenal at the recently concluded ODI World Cup. Can she bring on some of that magic she added in the World Cup for South Africa to this innings tonight? The Falcons need it because they are in a bit of a distress here.
Yes, that's the Falcons' lowest 10-over score of the tournament. So they're certainly feeling the finals pressure. And as Anisha said, the big players are gone. The players who can really get the run rate up to 10 and over at the death. Mind you, Marizanne Kapp can do that as well. She pumps one past extra cover. Yes, the Falcons achieved the most bonus points in the competition. That's for leading after 10 overs. So they were doing it well in the round robin section. Got a task in front of them at the moment.
Mariko Hill too can use the long handle. The former Hong Kong captain spent a bit of time with the Northern Diamonds in the UK ahead of the tournament.
A little fumble, they're going. End of the 11th over, 64 for 4.
Tries to cut it, and Chanida Sutirong was the fielder at point. Bit of a fumble, has a shy at the stumps, but no damages done this time around. It was Natasha Miles, in fact.
All the bowling's been tidy. Winifred Drissingham, none for 6 of her 2. So Tirang terrific at the top with 2 big wickets. Thai bowlers had an excellent tournament. And now we've got the Malaysian bowler.
Drissingham starts off with a wide. Like Sutirong, Drissingham is an experienced campaigner, has been captaining Malaysia for a while now, has been part of the national team for close to 15 years.
Clever deflection. That's Sita Ranamaga. You can't get the ball past her in the air, you can't get it past her on the ground.
And she deservedly made the STG Fairbreak Invitational 2022 team of the tournament. Let's look at how she put in a dive, grabbed it with one hand, put the body on the line, and made sure the ball was intercepted in time.
More width from Winifred. We haven't seen that from Winifred. She's bowled really stump to stump and kept pressure on the batters all the time. This time a wide this over and got some width outside off stump. There's protection out there with a deep cover. No great damage. And outside leg stump, and this will be more damage. No, they only get the single. Sarah Callis, very quick.
The change in stratagem from Drissingham could be down in part to the fact that she went wicketless in the previous game and was taken to the cleaners a fair bit by the opposition batters, so she has deviated from her characteristic wicket-to-wicket line in this game. Will she be successful with that ploy?
A little slower leg cutter. Yeah, it's interesting why you would change your game plan, particularly as the big hitters are out. I mean, we know Marison and Cap could probably go at the end, but they're under scoreboard pressure. I would think wicket to wicket exactly is what you have to bowl this stage. And I would think Winnie is definitely bowling out there. I think that's a part of the plan. I don't think she's getting it wrong. I think that's a part of the plan.
Mari Kohli has been circumspect but steady so far. She has to keep Cap company in the last bit.
That's the Winnie line. It's another single. They've got the picket fence going. 12 done, 71 for 4. Little white snow caps on top of the buildings, that's the wickets, and they've fallen regularly, which is why the run rate is reasonably low.
Not so much the Manhattan, as they've been two-story buildings in Ghatkopar. Sita Ranamagar comes back into the attack. In fact, it's a first over of the night. Effected a run out. Has been quite active in the field.
Well, it's a tempting flight, isn't it? A call from Katie Martin, you might have heard, is bowler. I'm not sure why. You can't throw it that far.
Maybe just trying to upset Marizan Cap's tempo there. They've played a fair bit against each other. Katie Martin is an experienced player, has served the game immensely well for New Zealand for close to 2 decades. This jockey behind the stumps is a great person off the field as well.
Bowled. Sita Ranamagar has 21 wickets in T20 eyes, the most by anyone from Nepal, and when you see a bowl, that really doesn't come as a surprise. Gives away very little, good flight, always pitches off, maybe middle, occasionally bowls to the stumping, and Greg Hill takes the run, but the field's well set. Let it go. Leah Riaz.
Last ball coming up. Marizan Cap returns to strike. Will she give the ball a good humpty, the South African?
The intent was certainly there, Nisha. Fielded Tune loose. They get 2, that breaks the sequence of singles or dots. Tornadoes are turning the screw, 77 for 4. Janita Sutirang from Thailand has been in this game, as you can see on the scoreboard. The big early wickets and then the run out.
Has served Thailand brilliantly over the years was the ICC Women's Emerging Player of 2019. Is 28 years old and was part of the Thailand side that won the 2017 Southeast Asian Games. And she's already delivered quite a match-winning spell so far.
It's back on for a third over. See, just tick over 5 and over.
And she's taken out quite a few big names in this tournament, in the likes of Ellis Villani, Heather Knight, Daniel White, Jamari Atapattu, and her Thailand teammate, Nathakan Chantam.
There's some outstanding scalps there, isn't there? I mean, that's the big names of world cricket. Top of the tree.
Misses everything this delivery. Even somebody as good as Katie Martin. It's been 26 deliveries since the last boundary was struck. That gives you a sense of how good the Tornadoes have been with the ball.
I might get 2 here. They have to hurry though. Diana Bay picks up and throws in one motion, strong arm.
Absolutely. The showstopper from Gilgit Baltistan, from northern Pakistan, has been quite the star for the Tornadoes at the STG Fairbreak Invitational 2022. There's UAE captain Chaya Mughal having a chat.
Another single. At some stage, Hill and Cap need the conversation about when are we going to go hard.
Hill needs to climb the mountain here, along with her batting partner Marizan Cap. Should the Falcons harbour any hopes of putting on a commanding total in the final of the inaugural Fairbreak Invitational?
I think they've had the conversation.
Indeed. First boundary there for the Falcons in 29 deliveries. And it comes off the bat of Marizan Cap. He got into position quite early and swatted it with disdain towards the mid-wicket boundary. Cap doesn't miss out on deliveries like that. We've seen a lot of those shots in cameos during the World Cup, and she looks like in the mood to be delivering one of them tonight.
It's hard to hit that delivery over the mid-wicket fence though. Well bowled, good finish to the Sitirang over. 14 gone in the final. It's 85 for 4. Just a bit of length to work with. Cap can get underneath that. The outfielder's long on and square leg, so there's a significant gap. They've obviously got some development applications in because the buildings are going up a little higher. Yeah, there is 2. If you hurry, you turn, you go. Not if you hesitate.
It would prove to be dangerous again for the Falcons had the throw from Stair Khalid's been relatively better. Was a bit off the mark.
Again, Cap goes 6. The 106 of the Fairbreak Invitational.
The feisty South African all-rounder brings up the milestone of the tournament with a big hit over the mid-wicket fence, tossed up generously by Sitarana Magar. And Cap's eyes lit up.
And I really like that piece of bowling. Didn't go flat and quick and give Cap the chance to maybe hit it down the ground with a pace on it. She went slower and wider. That is wise bowling.
And you've got to appreciate the Falcons' approach here, mixing caution with aggression.
This time Mariko Hill goes square and she gets it for 4. It's a big over so far. The Falcons have put the clutch in and just gone up a gear.
Taking a leaf out of her batting partner Cap's book. Mariko Hill sweeps it deftly again towards the mid-wicket cordon. Stephanie Taylor can only watch it. Pita Rana Magar has to come up with a comeback delivery.
And she does. Terrific contest in this over. Hill and Cap both accelerating. Magar being hit, but coming back with a couple of singles. This is the big hit, and that's a terrific shot, that, because Hill stays down on it. And goes again, Cap. But this time picks out Sune loose. They're on the march, the Falcons. The 100's up, but they're 4 down in the 15th.
And a bit of a counter-attack by the Falcons. Madison Cap and Mariko Hills in the middle. Their partnership, 41 of 31 deliveries, have really been looking good for Falcons.
Yeah, you can just feel the momentum change here, going up through the gears with this partnership, Hill and Cap. And a huge boost to have Cap back in the side. She's been on the bench, she's been crook through the group stage and came back in the semi-final yesterday, which is contributing.
Big match player indeed, and really good to see Mariko Hill getting an opportunity and using that opportunity at a big platform as well. For people who are joining us, Mariko Hill plays for Hong Kong. Madison Cap, #1, one of the best all-rounders in the world from South Africa. They are both sharing the pitch and leading this counter-attack for Falcons.
Going with a bit of experience here with Divine bowling. And interestingly, Hill plays with a Harrow bat for a tall player. If that's a little bit risky, but that's what she's used to.
The good thing is that she keeps low in her stance, and so excellent. Oh, that's a drop catch. Stephanie Taylor uncovers it. Was hit really hard by Madison Cap. How costly will that be?
This is travelling. In the slot, Cap goes for it. It's driven, and it's straight to her, Stephanie Taylor.
This is what the Falcons have done well. The rotation of strike, in that they have got 2 run-outs, which was not really good, but overall they have not been bogged down by the wickets.
Just a very conservative start for the Falcons. Losing those 2 wickets inside the power play. That of Wyatt and ANTI-PIRACY have been the blasters. Have another look at this drop catch there. Really is hit hard to Stephanie Taylor. Causes her to tumble, but in the breadbasket.
And this time Madison Cap times it really well for 4 runs. What a shot there to end the over. 108 for 4 after 16.
Just making room here and driving. Lovely shot from Marizanne Cap. She's on fire. The #1 ODI all-rounder in the world is showing her class. The mint is switched on and the Fairbreak Effect NFT drop is officially here. The owners of the NFTs gain a membership with exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Head to fairbreakeffect.com for more.
Pretty good there for the players, the fans, keeps everyone engaged.
Here's Winnie Jurasingham, likes to take the pace off.
Bit uppish there, Madison Cap, but safe. So they have been scoring runs almost every delivery. And from here, if they can reach that 140, 150 mark, they are in for some fight. 50-run partnership of just 38 deliveries.
Here is Jurasingham. It's in the air. And it's just one bounce to Diana Baig.
Diana didn't pick it up really quickly. I think she lost it in the lights because if she had picked it up, I'm pretty sure she would have dived for it. But just look at that. She's pretty late in judging that. So had to collect it on one bounce.
It is difficult with this ring of fire lights. Good foot movement, positive work there from Hill. Should be 4 runs. Madison Cap.
And Madison Cap taking the attack to the Tornadoes. And our statsman Mazhar Rashid keeps reminding me of the century, and this is why this player is so important. She never gives up the fight. She came in when Falcons were 50 for 4, and just look at that, the kind of batting she's doing, bringing the team back into the game.
Look at this partnership now, 55. Full toss.
Let it go, let it go!
They'll think about 2 here. Yes, they will take 2.
Excellent.
Is it going to be a run out? No, it's not.
Excellent running there from Mariko Hills. She is really fit, and that's why she's the perfect companion for Madison Cap in the middle. Just look at that. First run really quickly. Madison was thinking about the second. Mariko was on it really quickly. Excellent running between the wickets. Good fitness.
Beautifully played again. Out into the covers. There's protection there. It's Callis. Puts the ball back in. She's got a good flat arm.
7 of the first 4 deliveries. Good over here. They can finish it well. Mariko Hills and Madison Cap.
Just pushing for 1 here, Hill. She's been impressive, Hill. She looks like a class act to me. She's won a contract with the Rachel Ho-Ho Flint Trophy and Charlotte Edwards Cup with the Northern Diamonds coming up this season. So she's been recognised.
Absolutely. And we'll come back to this after the over, after 1714 for 4.
Here we go, Steph. Come on, girls. Stay on it, Winnie.
119 for 4, the Falcons. The fight back has been really impressive by these 2 batters. Mariko Hills from Hong Kong, Madison Cap, South Africa. And because the partnership is now looking dangerous, Stephanie Taylor has brought herself back in the attack.
Yep, good to see the captain, a seasoned campaigner. Bowled plenty of overs, has 200 international wickets to her name, Stephanie Taylor. Wickets have been falling regularly, but this is a rebuild here, a change of momentum with this partnership worth 59 now.
A 5-4 field for Stephanie Taylor, 5 on the offside, 4 on the leg side, and that's why if you're bowling with this field within the stumps, there are a lot of doubles and singles on the leg side. Madison Cap using all her experience, taking no risk, but making sure that the scoreboard is ticking. That would be a wide. And that's been given.
Well, she's rotated her bowl as well, Stefanie Taylor. She's used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bowlers, not allowing batters to settle early on through those middle overs.
That's a really good shot. It was timed well. The moment it left the bat, we could see that it was a 6, the maximum. Madison Cap playing a blinder here.
Here she is, explosive. It's underneath it, it's stand and deliver, down on one knee. Strike rate now of 177, Roseanne Cap. They just know that they've got to put the foot on the accelerator.
And opens up the face of the bat to play it on third, and Mariko Hill really good with her running. She is making sure that she gives all kind of support to Madison Cap, and we might have to ask Madison what she was doing while she was sick in the hotel room. We didn't see her here a lot, but it doesn't seem like she has not been playing.
Digs it out well there, Mariko Hill watches it. Yorker, Taylor.
A rare ball, dot ball in their innings. Well bowled by Stefanie Taylor, almost a Yorker there. 11 of this over already, 1 ball still to go. Well bowled, good finish to the over. After 18, 130 for 4.
Yeah, early wickets there. ANTI-PIRACY and Wyatt back in the hutch within that power play. Really caused that run rate to stutter for the Falcons. They've stepped up a pace, going through the gears now with this partnership.
71-run partnership, a wonderful build-up, a wonderful counter-attack by the Falcons. These two batters, Madison Cap, Mariko Hill, have been really impressive. They have been using their feet against the spinners very aggressively. The running between the wicket has been great. And Stefanie Taylor now making another change in the bowling attack. Sanelise is back in the bowling attack.
More South African action. Bowling her fellow countrywoman down at the other end, Marizanne Cap.
It's really good to see Sanelise being used in the power play as well with the new ball and in the death. A brilliant shot there by Cap, playing it with the full face of the bat, and that's 50 up. What a shot to bring the 50.
Real class again, and showing us the maker's name. 53 of 29 deliveries from Marizanne Cap. She was motoring along, and here it is. In the V, taking on the spinner.
An absolute professional, Madison Cap. Takes a single, gives the strike to Mariko Hill.
Giving it plenty of flight. She'd rather be bowling to Mariko Hill at this stage. Mariko Hill's been a great support act here for Cap. Partnership worth 76 now.
And that has been really impressive about Mariko. She has not been afraid of using her feet to the spinners. Very impressive, young all-rounder from Hong Kong. Works on her fitness a lot, loves to learn about the game, always there with questions.
Yeah, it's beaten the fielder. Gonna go all the way. Comes off a top edge. Gets away with it, Cap. It was short. It was pulled down by Loose.
Madison Cap again using her experience down on one leg. She knew the fine leg fielder was in. It was an intentional shot above that fine leg fielder. Excellent batting by Madison Cap there, and you can see ANTI-PIRACY cheering for her. Of this over already, 1 ball still to go.
Shot just whipped into the leg side. For all the shots, Marizanne Kapp. She plays 360 degrees all around the ground. Difficult to bowl to, difficult to set a field to her.
Dot to finish the over. A good over for the Falcons, 11 from it, 141 for 4. Marizanne Kapp came into bat when the team was in trouble, but she put the bowlers under pressure with her boundary hitting, aggressive running between the wickets, played shots all around the ground, whether it was spinners, the fast bowlers. She took everyone on. Excellent technique, excellent execution. Just last one over to go. 141 for 4. After the first match, you would have thought that there would be a big score, but we saw a lot of wickets tumbling at the start, and Falcons have made a good recovery.
Well, that must be in the forefront of their mind, the Falcons, knowing that the biggest score of the tournament was scored today, 182. There are runs to be had. It's a batter's track out there. It's coming onto the bat, but taking the pace off the ball has worked. We've seen a lot of spin. It's been heavy on spin.
And that's why, even though Diana Baig has been left with over there, Sophie Devine, but Stefanie Taylor uses herself in the last over off spinner to 2 right-handers, because she wants to take away the pace from the batters. She wants to take away the pace, but bowls a really fast one. First up, one off it.
Really throwing the hands at that, Kapp. Throwing the kitchen sink.
Change in field for Mariko Hill. Shot cover comes in.
Hold it!
And we see another change of field back again for Marizanne Kapp. There are 3 fielders on the cut, and there's extra cover, deep extra cover. She's going to either bowl faster and a little short of length, or fuller of stump, because she just wants to use that one fielder extra cover. Marizanne Kapp refuses to take a single.
Fantastic over so far from Taylor, really turning the screws here, keeping it tight.
That's a wide delivery. Interesting bowling with this field set. She has got 3 fielders on the leg side on the boundary, just 1 fielder on the offside, and she's bowling outside off. And that's the danger with this kind of fielding, but Diana Baig is quick, cuts it off, only 2 runs.
Great foot movement there from Kapp, charging up the pitch, getting to the pitch of the ball, and just manipulating it through the covers.
She wanted to go over that mid-off fielder, but couldn't manage it, but got 2 runs still. Jahara Alam up next. That's where she wanted to go. That's why I was saying that it's an interesting field set. She's got 3 fielders on the leg side, but she's bowling outside off. 150 up for Falcons. Excellent batting by Marizanne Kapp.
What's needed from the batting side in this final over. The 150 is up with that.
Marizanne Kapp showing all the range in her batting. Well bowled, very well bowled there from Stefanie Taylor. In the last delivery, 151 for 4. Falcons would be happy. Tornadoes would think that they have lost some kind of momentum, and this player on your screen, Marizanne Kapp, was instrumental in this counter-attack for the Falcons. Partnership of 92 with Mariko Hills takes them to 151.
Oh, fantastic partnership there with Hill. A great support act, kept rotating the strike, wanted Kapp to take the majority of the strike, and it worked out well. Kapp just dominating. Look at that strike rate of 181 for Kapp there, and 4th wicket partnership worth 92. Just rebuilt the innings.
When you see the batting card, you don't expect ANTI-PIRACY and Denny White both going out cheaply. But credit to Tornadoes there up front. 2 run-outs after that, Bates run out. But what a performance by Marie Cohill and Madison Cap with 30 and 65. The partnership of 92 takes them to 151. .52 runs from the 20 overs, and we'll be back after a short break to see the run chase.
Through the Falcons and the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes won the toss, they had a bowl and they were off to a very good start. Took some early wickets and then there was a significant partnership. The game has turned by the halfway mark. the tie, Sutereng, a couple of early wickets, then was involved in the run out. And Winifred Durasingham, the big four back in the hutch. Julia Price is with me, and then a really outstandingly well thought through partnership.
Yeah, at 4 for 59, they're in a bit of trouble there, and obviously someone like Marizanne Kapp, we've seen what an amazing player she is, but now we've got obviously the highlights from today with Danny Wyatt, and she went cheaply with a fantastic catch from Magar, which really put them on the back foot. They were wanting, obviously, Wyatt to continue on with things. ANTI-PIRACY was again looking at dominant self, but just seemed a little tentative today, except for that shot. She absolutely belted down the ground, but just spooned that one to backward point, with Sune loose. Took another wicket for the Falcons. And Stefanie Taylor brought herself into the attack as well. She's been really good during this tournament. And Susie Bates knew that she had a big job to do, but Satish just got let off the mark just a little bit there, and Magar clearly wasn't happy with that at all. Satish looking for the quick single, and unfortunately has run her own captain out in Susie Bates, so great work there in the field by the Falcons. They're just attacking constantly all the time. Americo Hill came in and she was fantastic, really kept moving things along, drove nicely, but unfortunately another little mix-up with her and Satish. She was also another victim to the run-out. But the partnership between Kapp and Americo Hill was fantastic. As I mentioned, 4 for 59, put on a 92-run partnership with Marizanne Kapp, and playing to all parts of the field, which really shows there's plenty. This wicket's still got a lot of runs left in it, and a bit of a drop catch there from Stefanie Taylor. Had a bit of a laugh, but I don't think she'd be laughing if she knew that they were going to get to 4 for 151. Some beautiful shots there all around the park from Marizanne Kapp. She's just developed into such a beautiful all-rounder, and no doubt the partnership between these two was something that Americo Hill would absolutely cherish probably for the rest of her life, I would imagine. Potentially giving the Falcons a chance to bowl at something and maybe get over the line to get this championship points.
I mean, the aggression was so controlled. There was no reckless hitting. And I think Marizanne then set an example for Americo, and she broke out when she had to, played the big shots. And it was just a lovely complementary partnership. As you just got the bowling. Diana Baig only 2 overs tonight from one of their mainstays, so that was interesting. Satirang with the new ball was terrific. 2 for 19 from her 3. Stefanie Taylor. The culmination of several years of hard work to get here. Marizanne Kapp was ill through the early stages, but wow, has she exploded.
Yeah, well, the job's certainly not over yet. I mean, we saw her come in. She's just only played 1 game yesterday in the semi-final, and now having a huge role already with the bat, scoring the 57. And she'll be wanting to use that new ball, see what she can get, pick up a couple of early wickets, no doubt. We've got Stefanie Taylor, we've got the Thea Callis has had a great tournament as well, the Dutch opener. Sophie Devine got player of the match last time these two met, so she's going to have to do that as a captain, is really make sure that she's staying out there and having that key role that very similar to the Chamari Atapatu role that she couldn't actually do tonight. But magnificent work from these two, and Sophie Devine, we know exactly what sort of shots she can play and how dangerous she can be once she gets going. she'll be wanting to ensure that the Tornadoes are getting off to a great start.
Yeah, and she's the veteran. She's played big matches under pressure a lot. Esther Callis, she's the young up-and-comer, just 22. Great stroke maker. Terrific runner between their wickets, but occasionally plays an ill-thought-out shot, has a little brain fade. So it's a great experience for her batting with Sophie, and how they work together will be very interesting and key to them chasing this target. But they've got a challenge up front because they've got one of the best bowlers in the world. Marizanne Kapp has just come off that terrific innings. So she's nice and warm, she's loose, she's ready to go. And she never lacks confidence. She always backs herself. So she's got a slip in. She's making sure her deep third is square enough. Probably regulation. So here we go. The Falcons trying to defend their 151. And that's a brilliant start by Sophie Devine.
They didn't quite get it out of the middle, but it still went for 4. She knows the areas that she likes to hit. They just couldn't quite tighten up the area between extra cover and maybe slightly overpitched, and a little bit of width there from Marizanne Kapp allowed Sophie Devine to free the arms and just absolutely threaded that needle. Great start for Sophie Devine. Even you can see that she's got a little wry smile on her face there, knowing she didn't quite get it, but she'll take that 4.
Hits and runs on the go.
Yeah, I like that attack. She obviously saw Mariko Hill go to her knees, and as soon as generally most players drop to their knees, you know that they're going to be a little bit more difficult to throw the ball and a little slower. So she's being nice and aggressive, as Sophie Devine normally is. This will be the challenge here for Esther Callis. Has been going a little slower in her strike rates. Sophie Devine has been fantastic so far in this tournament, going at 143. Esther Callis just going under 100 at the moment. But just that combination of the two of them that seems to complement them and get a nice safe start in that power play.
That one just pitches middle and misses leg. We've got a very interesting stat here. It's a record of the players in finals matches. So Susie Bates averages about 23. So this is T20, of course, with a strike rate of 100. That's in 8 finals matches in different tournaments all around the world. So that's decent, although not exceptional. A little inside edge. Scurrying through. And because Esther Callis plays in the Netherlands, we don't have a record of the final she's played in, because the Netherlands play very few full T20 internationals. They do play some, but not Esther Callis in a final. It's got to be in the final of the tournament. And we also have Marizanne Kapp's bowling record. Well, first of all, I give her batting record in the finals. Average is 30 and a strike rate of 110. So that's pretty good for finals. We were talking about earlier, she's batting, 5, 4, no higher than 4, is she? Generally 5. So you're not in early generally in T20 cricket. You want about the first 3 if you want good numbers. Oh, a big nick, trying to play leg side. So the keeper's going leg side, and the nick, it makes you look bad. Though, Price, you're a keeper, it makes you look bad, but they are toughies, aren't they?
They are tough. She wouldn't be able to see that at all, the Thai keeper. But I'm also not really sure why they've taken out that slip. Just like to see it. I mean, we're only in the first over of the game. There's always going to be a little bit of movement early. The Dutch opener as well.
Square drive, no run, but a good over Well, the Tornadoes, they're 12 without loss. You can see Concharakai going leg side because the ball pitches middle. It's being played leg side and you're just not expecting it to come there. She's doing the right thing. Footwork goes left. One of those things in the game. It's a good first over for the Tornadoes. After 2 overs, after 1 over, both teams are the same. They're both 12 for no wicket. We'll keep an eye on that as we go along. Comparisons will be very interesting. I might have got dressed in the dark this morning. One blue one and one green one on. No slip for Jahanara Alam either. Line play straight, and you have to play straight to that stuff. Deep mid wicket, deep third. They're the two outfielders.
I'm sure you're going to be very happy then with Stair Callis. She's fully concentrating on Sophie Devine's call. Wasn't watching the ball. Just a good loud call there from Sophie Devine. Sends her back. Arm is restored. Alam, the opening bowler for Bangladesh. It's a bit of an expensive tournament. I just picked up the 1 wicket. Going at 8.6 at the moment, so she'll want to be a little tighter tonight.
Not quite off the middle. Yeah, I mean, she bowled sort of okay. And when you bowl okay in T20, you often go for a lot of runs. You've got to bowl really well or sometimes really badly. You know, you bowl short and wide and players hit them to the sweepers and that sort of stuff. But she's bowled, yeah, just poorly enough to be scored off.
Yeah, if anything, I think she's just over-pitching this tournament, trying to get it up there, but just hasn't got the field to be over-pitching it.
She's obviously listening.
Well, she's pulled that back, and she actually did bowl to her field then, so that's really good from her.
And the Tornadoes have done their homework. They know how these batters play. If you play short, basically where it is going to be hit. It wasn't a bad shot. It was well timed, but good location of the deep mid wicket sweeper. Actually, the field doesn't change at all for Callis, which is interesting. Nice and straight though. You've got Hustle, another direct hit. This is astonishing stuff. Susie Bates, these stumps through this tournament, they attract leather. This is going to be... Oh. Pricey, can you call that for us?
I'm going to say she's out, actually. I think she's got the wrong side of the bat down. Just say if she'd actually maybe been sliding it on the corner of her bat, she may have got the benefit of the doubt there, but on the line is actually out. At the moment, in that frame, it might even be half a frame that they need, but I've given it out. You've now given it out. But everyone can see that back home, but Jeff's got the finger up.
That's a great replay. You can't get more definitive than that, I think. It's a close-up of where the bat is, the line, and the bail up. About to find out how good a third umpires we are. And Mazau's stats man has just come up with a brilliant stat. We said before that the Tornadoes had 9 run-outs. The Falcons had none. So this could be their first run-out as in the final. Yeah, now that's between frames. So on that replay, you can't give it out. I'm not sure what. And look, it's super close. There's no doubt about that.
The beauty is that we've got plenty of cameras here, getting pretty much every single angle. The whole bail doesn't have to be dislodged, so that's where I feel it potentially is out in that frame right there. Bat on the line, bail in the air, half a bail in the air.
Claire Polisak from Australia has got the call here. There's only so many times you can look at it. You've got to make a call. We're about to find out. Is there another run out in this tournament with a direct hit?
We nearly should start, there's a timer on umpires maybe to make these decisions as well. We could introduce a new rule.
Yeah, I think you should get 3 replays. You get 3 shots at it and make a call. And if you think it's too doubtful, well, it's not out. That's how the game goes. So anyway, that's just my thought. I'm not up in the booth watching this on a TV set and having to make a call, but
well, we're wrong. And that's why we're not down in the middle or in the third umpire position.
So the Falcons still haven't had a run out in the competition. Brilliant piece of fielding. Fishy baits on Devine. That's got a little bit of a Kiwi twist on it. So it's baits on Callis, of course. And Stair Callis is pretty quick between the wickets. Anyone else is definitely out. That was only a little bit out. Alarm bowls again and probably gets lucky there. You hit that fielder inside the circle behind square. That's often more good fortune than good planning.
Yeah, I don't really think it was for the half volley on leg stump, that fielding position. She just hasn't quite got it right this tournament. Alarm, she's been very, very consistent for Bangladesh over a long period of time, but just can't seem to get it quite right this tournament.
She may not be used to seeing grass on wickets.
Sound like a bit of fast bowler, Jeff?
I mean, these pitches have been great for this tournament.
They've been fantastic here.
That's the line. More hesitation. Susie Bates is in Cirque du Soleil. Doesn't make the play. It's 15 for no wicket. 2 overs gone. We'll just have another look at the rolling backhander. Is that a drill you get your players through, Pricey?
We do try different things actually, just to keep it a bit fresh, and we get them throwing with different arms. We get them doing rolling dives and throwing on the way up. We just try and keep it moving, keeping it fresh. Girls tend to get a little bored otherwise in the field.
Stefani Taylor, Sune Luce, Katie Martin, Nadia Riaz, Diana Baig. That's what's to come for the Tornadoes. Devine's going in to run a ball. Callis just a tick in front. Cap on for her second. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Perhaps it's the right call in the end, but there was about 7 calls.
There haven't been too many twos run this tournament, particularly with the field back. The boundaries are around 55 metres. Took the pace off the ball really nicely there, though, Sophie Devine. It's great that they're pushing for it in case there is a misfield. But at this stage, good talk between the two of them. They've opened pretty much every innings. They're starting to understand how they communicate running between wickets, and it's been excellent. And of course, as soon as we say that, there's bound to be another mix.
Yeah, so there has been a lot of run-outs in this tournament. But what I've liked is there's been a lot of aggressive running. There's been a couple of mix-ups. There's been a few yes-no-sorries, and that often happens because the players don't play much together. But there's been a lot of aggressive running, taking on the fielders. But the fielders have hit the stump so often, it really has been phenomenal, the amount of direct hits. But I do like aggressive running in between the boundaries. You've got to get off strike. Callis plays a favourite pull shot and clunks it a bit. There's not much defence on the leg side. I get a couple.
Mr. Callis spent a bit of time in Tasmania when I was there a fair few years ago, and came down and trained with our state team for a couple of years, and then was fortunate enough to get spotted by Queensland and play in their 50-over WNCL team, the Queensland Fire. But that's where she really started to learn how to play that short ball, and obviously in Holland it doesn't really bounce as much as it does in Australia, so she got a lot stronger on that pull shot.
This time she goes with a shot. Now that's a really good run. She goes with a shot. It was a yeah call. Or rather, yeah, but she sounds a bit Australian when she says yeah. But I mean, that's a good aggressive run. I'm going. Sophie Devine goes at the same time. She doesn't ball watch. He just gets her head down and takes off.
We've also probably done a fair bit of work on which fielders they can run on, how deep the fielders are, how wide they are, if they're pushing them left and right.
There's another yeah call. Could be a Kiwi thing. Hit it to mid-off, hit the fielder, hit the target, take a single, drop and run. And against a player of Cap's ability, you don't get too many freebies. So you've got to keep picking up the ones. Eliminate the dots, keep it moving.
Yeah, it's really good control there from Sophie Devine, hitting the ball late. You just want to be knocking it around just in sort of that 3 to 4 metre circle in front of you to make sure that you can get through for the single. Too many fielders that close in.
Touch of good fortune there. Almost dragged it on. But that's the end of the Cap over. And the Tornadoes are now 21 for no loss off 3. And there is Marizanne Cap has just bowled the last over. The Fairbreak Effect NFT drop. The mint is switched on and the Fairbreak Effect NFT drop is officially here. The owners of the NFTs gain a membership with exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. You've got to head to World Wide Web, fairbreakeffect.com for more. There's a lovely QR code. I love a QR code on a TV screen. It saves a lot of hassle. Andrew Gurung, one of the finds of the tournament, is met with a callous bludgeon through the covers.
Yeah, again, just a little bit too much width there. McCallus able to free the arms up and hit through the unprotected offside. Had just been struggling a little bit with her timing. She was really over-hitting the ball, but that's a really nice shot from her. Really waited for it. She'd been sort of really going hard at the ball, and sometimes you just got to let the ball come to you to get back in form, get the feel of the pitch.
Good follow-up. Andrew Gurung has got the new ball a couple of times, which really helps her in swing, and she's much more handful. The first ball, I think she set it up for a bit of swing, and she's got a ball that's into its 4th over, and it's losing a bit of its shine. And she made a nice adjustment for the second delivery. And the third, but that's brilliantly stopped. They get a 1, but that's 3 saved.
As Marizanne Cap in the field. He's doing it with the bat and the ball, and now in the field as well. It's not quite getting that ball to come in as much as you'd like, and it's tough to protect that offside. Just needs to tighten up a line, even maybe come around the wicket and attack the stumps. To really make it more difficult to hit through that offside.
The width almost paid off then. And Sophie Devine goes hard at that one and loses a bit of shape. Andrew Gurung bowled 4 overs for just 22 runs in the group match against the Tornadoes.
She's picked up 3 wickets this whole tournament, going at an economy of 6.52, which is excellent. That slight off pace, I think, has been really making it difficult for some of these opening batters who want to really go hard at the ball, use the pace.
That's the bad one to get away with. Bowlers deserve one of those every now and then. I've noticed with Andrew as well, since the game one, she's actually lengthened the run up. She had a very short run up and a very short follow through. But a few more paces on the run up and a bit more of a follow through. And I think she's gained a yard and actually a bit more stability through the crease. I really liked what the coaches have done with her. It's just a nice little move, and I think it's been really effective. This is on target, but Devine treats that with absolute disdain. Fourth over has finished. The Tornadoes are 32 for no loss.
Just tends to drop the wrist a little bit under that. It's going to slide on, and Sophie Devine says thank you very much. Too much protection forward of the wicket on the leg side, or even over the boundary, of course.
There's a graphical comparison. 32 for no wicket. At the same time, the Falcons are 28 for 2 wickets. The 2 orange dots you see there. And really, it's that 6 off the last ball has just got the blue curve above the orange. So not a lot in it at the moment. Just the 4 runs, but probably the 2 wickets are most significant. See Devine, despite hitting the last ball for 6, just 16 off 13, so they've been scoring that rapidly. Jahanara Alarm gets her field right.
Bit of an optimistic appeal there, and then unfortunately her excitement to get the potential run out. The overthrow, so Stair Callis, another single. Been really working hard in this tournament. We know she's just hasn't been competing with bowling as well as she normally would. Stair just can't keep away from that ball. Just the inside edge it into her own pad, so it was never going to be out LBW, and then the keeper blinded by the batter returning to the crease.
Yeah, well, the keeper's done brilliantly to get up there. She's done exactly what she's supposed to do. Cost of a run. Little leg side-ish again. The leg side of cannons down to deep third, which you don't often see with a leg by. There's one that's missing leg stump.
Seems to be wanting to bowl into the pads a fair bit. She's got a deep square in the deep third. Really opens it up. Stair Callis, as we've seen, loves the front foot. Just got to make sure you keep it nice and tight. Plenty of space on that one side. They've got a 6-3 at the moment.
That's middle and leg. Jahanara's been a little bit expensive this tournament. 8.3 and over. There's a chance now in the final to have your big day. Dug out. You keep bowling them there, you won't go for 8.3.
Absolutely. I think she's actually bowling very, very well. I'm just not sure if her field is actually... If you're bowling into the leg stump, you think you might want to have another one on the leg side. A 6-3 field in a T20 game is pretty gutsy.
Yeah, I think she's got away with it this over so far. It could have been much more expensive. Both of these players have missed chances to score there. It's pretty tight in the field on the offside though. And this time Devine gets it leg side. And we'll have to hurry. And does.
Probably just got away with that too. Then I was actually telling her to stop in my own head. I just didn't think she was going to be able to make that. Sophie Devine, a good athlete though, straight in and out of that crease nicely and ended up making it easily. Again, maybe doing a little bit of research on their fielders. Took a little bit of time to get that ball back in. Deep square and it's an easy 2 in the end.
Nice straight bowling and nice straight batting to finish the 5th over. The Tornadoes 38 for no loss.
A steady start, which is what the Tornadoes needed. A little bit of luck with the run out that wasn't. The experience of Devine and the informed Callis laying the foundation. They did 152 to win the pennant. Adam Collins taking over commentary. Got Nisha Ghosh with me. Hello.
Hi, Adam. Looks like the Tornadoes are well on course to setting themselves up for a launch pad later in the innings, as did the Falcons. But they need to get this partnership going.
This is how they do it as well. They don't have strong power plays through the group stage of the tournament. They get progressively better, the Tornadoes, in terms of their run rate. Andrew Gurung is going to continue. 11 taken from her first over. The Bhutanese seamer has been so impressive. Fielders out, long on, deep mid-wicket. That's the direction Devine goes, over the top of square leg, into the crowd as well. That's a sign of intent from Sophie Devine. 101st 6 of the competition. Have that.
Sophie Devine throwing the kitchen sink at it. Anju Gurung had a phenomenal outing against the Tornadoes in the previous game, but is under severe pressure this time around.
And joining us as a guest for the next 5 overs, a woman who can do things just like that, Elise Villani from the Sapphires. Up again over the top, 1 bounce 4. You see senior players who they realise it's the moment to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Fielders up, relatively inexperienced Andrew Gurung. Devine's made a good call to go now.
Absolutely. The 6th over is notoriously tough to bowl, so ultimately you want your most experienced bowlers to bowl the 1st, 2nd, 5th and 6th. So this is an over that Devine knew that she would target. She's read the conditions really well and she knows that it's her time to accelerate, and accelerate she certainly has so far.
So all of a sudden they've got it down to just a tick over 7 and over needed from here. Field remains the same. How will Gurung respond? Ooh, not well. Down the leg side. Will it get signals? No. Gotten away with it.
Jacqueline Williams gestures there. And it's a fine take by Nanapat Koncharoenkai from Thailand. She's been quite deft with the gloves throughout this tournament. Had a few iffy moments. It has been good overall. You've seen a fair bit of Sophie Devine at the WBBL, especially, Ellis, and she's gotten those mammoth hundreds. Tell us a bit about how do you stop a Sophie Devine when she's in this kind of a mood?
Well, you really need to get her out in the first 10 balls, because once she's set, it's extremely difficult. But you've just got to remain calm, bowl your best ball over and over again, and hope that she gives you an opportunity in the field. But she's so talented, and we know that she's a really strong power hitter, so she can always catch up. Even if she starts a little bit slow, you know that she can always catch up, which is very dangerous as a bowling side to her.
Dead straight. 14 from 5 balls. Devine hits the moment perfectly. There's the 50 stand as well. We saw Devine hit form against the Falcons to end the group stage. They needed 1 point from that game. She hammered 52 in 29 balls and retired out in order to give some of the other batters an opportunity before reaching the finals, and hasn't looked back.
And you can see there as well that they made the field change, so they brought Long On up into the ring, and unfortunately she's over-pitched, which is the ball that she didn't need to be bowling at that stage. That's actually the ball that she should have executed when she had her Long On out, and Devine is just so good at picking up the length. She's over-pitched, and she knew that it was a free hit down the ground if she could just step and hit that delivery.
So last ball with the field up. Devine can't quite squeeze it through the covers. She'll retain the strike. The end of the power play. The Tornadoes have taken 53 from it. They did 99 from 84 balls. So looking back at the power play overs, kept squeezed out. Expensive first over from the South African, helped along by that genuine edge. Callis through the covers a couple of times. Then Devine targeting the onside in over number 6. That was huge. So Jahanara Alam from Bangladesh needs the wicket. We saw it was an off-pace delivery last night that got Devine from Ishimwe, wasn't it? Running her fingers down the seam. That might be, now with the field out, something they could try a bit more of.
I think certainly taking the pace off and bowling into the wicket will give the bowlers the best chance of attaining her wicket. But that, you know, they've just got to be so disciplined. They've got to keep the stumps in play. They also need to have a plan for when she does move around the crease as well. What is their plan B?
So Long On, deep mid-wicket, deep third and deep cover for Devine. Squeezed up, no run the call. Yeah, I've detected that players are moving earlier and earlier in this comp. They're making the decision that they can jump all the way across their stumps. I mean, you need to be, as a bowler, smart enough to change tack at the last minute, don't you?
Exactly right. I mean, is your option going straight at the stumps and keeping them in play, or is it taking it wider and using the wide line, because obviously that moves with the batter? Is it taking the pace off significantly? Whatever it is, you need to have that plan before you're coming in to bowl the ball so that you can react as soon as they move.
Slightly pace off again from Jahanara Alam this time around. A bit of an off cutter there. And somebody who bowls reasonably good off-cutters is, of course, Jhulan Goswami. And Ellis Villani happens to have a keepsake from Jhulan Goswami here at the STJ FPI 2-2. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I've been hanging her playing shirt up in the change room. It's my good luck charm. I managed to snaffle it off her during the series against Australia and India in September, I think it was last year. So it's been my good luck charm for this season, which has gone pretty well. So I always like to feel like I want to play like Jhulan in the spirit and the competitiveness that she brings each and every game.
Somebody's got to send this clip to Jhulan Goswami back in Kolkata as she gears up for a bit of a quiet season ahead. She's, of course, looking to probably retire in the near future. What do you make of that?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe she can come out to Australia. You know, she can hit me up, and maybe she could come out and be a bowling coach down in Tasmania, which is where I live. I think I'd really love to introduce her to some of our young quicks back in Australia in Tasmania and pick her brain.
Excellent there. Love the friendship between Jhulan Goswami and Ellis Villani.
Good move that for you down to Tasmania in the runs last year, routinely. What a lovely part of the world.
Yeah, it's been great. I've been extremely lucky to be well supported there, and it's a beautiful place to live. So I'm absolutely loving my time, and the year's gone really quickly, and it's been great that I've gone down there and we've experienced some success. So that's been an extremely, you know, enjoyable season for us.
And somebody who's spent a fair bit of time in Tasmania has been Stair Kellis. And she went on to play for the Queensland Fire as well.
Good over this from Bashundhara. Finding that in-swinging Yorker. Fierce competitor.
And for anybody who's not logged on to Twitter earlier this evening, there's a social media clip of the Falcons going around where all of the playing members and their coach Joe Broadbent have put on eyeliner to replicate Jahanar Alam's style statement, and they did the Falcon Flutter celebration.
You've got them doing all sorts through this tournament, Anisha. I admire your work. Some shot to finish. No chance to move it deep third. She hammered that Callis into the 20s. 7 overs gone. The Tornadoes 58 without loss. Fraction short. Sized it up. Saw the gap there. Gave it everything. And even though she was a little bit off balance when contact was made. Too good for deep third. Stair Callis beyond 200 runs in the competition with that boundary, the only Tornadoes player to reach that milestone.
What do we have written there? Fairbreak 2022 edition in Hong Kong? Probably a bit of an advertisement going on there for the next edition.
It's been wonderful in Dubai. Can't wait to get to Hong Kong next year. Announced before the final this evening. I'm sure those 5 players will be lining up to be part of it again in 2023. Here's Tipok for the first time, the experienced off-spinner. Helped turn the game yesterday. A huge wicket of Dunkley in the semi-final, but is stumped.
Ellis, you have 2 trans-Tasman rivals in Susie Bates and Sophie Devine playing 2 opposition teams. Do you have a favourite in terms of backing a particular team to lift the title, lift the trophy tonight?
Oh, that's tough. Obviously, Katie Martin's also in the Tornadoes team, so I am going for the Tornadoes because it's 2-1 for the New Zealanders.
Just on with the arm there.
But I did call out to Susie Bates earlier when I was down watching the ground, and you know, I really cheered for her as well. So I want all 3 of them to do well, but I think, yeah, I think the Tornadoes for me.
So it's the Smash sisters plus Katie Martin.
That's right.
Wonder who's going to lift the Rose Bowl series in the upcoming season.
Well, obviously I'm going for Australia in that.
Tipok started well. Getting it above the eye line of Callis, the previous delivery. Trying to coerce a false stroke. They need a wicket desperately. The contrasting fortunes of the starts they had at one stage. The Falcons were 59 for 4. Well, the Tornadoes have passed that in quicker time without losing a wicket. The fact that they've still got Stefani Taylor to come in at 3, Sune Luce at 4. Katie Martin, Leah Riaz, who was instrumental in the victory last night over the Barmy Army. They are very well placed. There she is, skipper.
At this rate, there's no stopping the Tornadoes. They probably need to throw in something different. Probably somebody in the likes of a Chamari Athapathu.
Yeah, yet to bowl. Looking for the call. It doesn't come. Stair Callis doesn't like it. End of the over. Just 3 runs coming from it. Tornado 61 for none. What's been your moment of the tournament, Elise?
Geez, that's a tough one. I think quite honestly, probably the opening ceremony for me, seeing all the players from so many different countries out in their playing uniforms with all of their flags on their backs, and just to see the array of people and personalities and cultures at play, I just thought was, yeah, absolutely amazing just to be a part of.
Absolutely. They're going at 7.63 and over, and they need to go at 7.58 for the remainder. So right on target, right where their worm needs to be.
And I think what you can also see is they haven't used the fifth bowler yet, so they're really trying to get a wicket at this stage, because they know this partnership and being able to break that is key.
In turn, it's back with Marizan Kat. It wouldn't have been plan A to have her bowling her third over in ninth, unless she was on a roll, that is. But so it goes. They're thinking about, as you say, wickets, not preservation of runs. They need to break it open. And we have seen with teams fielding second, 2 or 3 quick wickets, and these games do change quite quickly due to the unusual composition of teams between full member nation players who are quite experienced and associate member players who don't quite have the deeper bank of experiences on this big stage.
Absolutely. Batesy knows that this is a crucial time for the Falcons in their bowling innings, and she'll be hoping that Cap, her most experienced pace bowler out there, can snag a wicket. And then I wouldn't be surprised if she tried to sneak a couple of overs when a new batter comes out.
So point comes inside the circle. Deep third, fine leg, and a couple out either side of the square leg umpire sweeping. Picks out the wider of the two there. Gives a strike back to Devine.
They're both quite similar in the way they approach an innings and their stroke making as well. The way Stair Callis cleared her front leg is quite reminiscent of how a Sophie Devine would go about a stroke like that.
Even though your team, the Sapphires, didn't progress through to the final four, what's been the response around your dressing room about the experience over the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, just the amount that everyone's learnt. You know, we had a bit of a team debrief today, and just listening to everybody's stories and learning about one another's experience in the game and their journeys, and just knowing that each and every person, no matter where they've come from and how much cricket they've played, they're able to take a learning back to their country and pass on to someone else.
There will have been so many players who, I mean, you might have had an abstract understanding of who they are. Second run taken on here, and they get through. They've sort of been spot on. Bit of fielding there to have brought the run out into play. Players that didn't have the experience or in your case know who they were necessarily, and now you've got these relationships, these WhatsApp groups presumably, which will prevail.
Absolutely, and even just speaking to Gitu from our team, she's a young 17-year-old bowler, and she's, you know, talking to me about, you know, she captains at a local club level, and just sort of being able to say to her, you know, any challenges that come up, feel free to send me a text and I'm happy to help in whatever way you can. So, you know, just being able to have those, I suppose, being able to pass on your experience on a casual level, but having that friendship first is really important.
Mid on inside the circle. Devine knows it and nails it. Her fourth boundary, a couple of sixes, strike rate up to 138. Calculated risk. Beats Bates, gets 4.
No friendship between Devine and Bates at the moment. Only hostility is what we see. And LSU also had teammates like Mariam Omar and Babette Delid, who took 5 stumpings, effected 5 stumpings in a game. What has been the experience like, just, you know, interacting with them?
Come back to that. End of 9 overs, Tornado 70 without loss. So a partnership of 70 from 54 balls. Sapphire's teammates on the balcony.
Yeah, that's Moko. She is one passionate cricket player. She absolutely loves it. And her smile is infectious around the group.
She's playing club cricket in Melbourne, right?
Yeah, we've played against each other quite a lot, actually, in Melbourne.
Where I'm from, Dandenong. Miriam Omar, who was so impressive when she had her opportunities in the competition. We're going to see more of her on the big stage, I'm certain. Tipok, tidy in her first over. But straight away, Devine says, I'll have some of that. That's the second time she's popped it into the chairs, and in the process moves to a half century in this final. First ball of the over, on the charge. Doesn't care where the fielders are. And it's Susie Bates having to climb up into the grandstand to find the ball. The indignity of it all, Elise Villani.
Well, when she's on, there is no boundary that is big enough for the brute power that she has at the crease. And she goes early as well. She knows that Tippok probably isn't going to turn it past her. It's just sliding on nicely. And her ability to get that ball into the stands, and Susie Bates having to go through those chairs looking for the ball. I mean, there's nothing worse as a fielder.
Yeah, something we saw a fair bit of in the COVID-19 closed games where there was no crowd, but no crowd in that corner of the Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Goes again, down towards Bates, and taken! Could that be the turning point? Bates set herself back, the change in fields, and don't you love it when a plan comes off? Devine's gone for 51 just when it looked like she was on the cusp of taking this final away from the Falcons.
Picked out Susie Bates at long on. She is jubilant, as is Sornarin Tippok of Thailand. She gets the breakthrough, much needed, and out comes the Falcon flutter.
And with that wicket, they will take the timeout and the drinks break. I say thank you to Elise Villani for joining our coverage. We'll take our break as well, with Devine going for 51 from 35 and the Tornadoes 76 for 1.
Sunarayan Tippok with the huge wicket of Sophie Devine brings in Stefani Taylor to the crease. Well. Mark Farmer, I'm joined with Izzy Duncan. Well, it's all on now. Big wicket.
Absolutely, Falcons had to make that breakthrough, just break up that opening partnership worth 76. They work so well together, the combination of Devine.
Oh, the ball's up. Chance? No. Let's have another look at that dismissal. A big one. 6 off the first ball. And then this happened. Devine looking to go bang bang again. Doesn't get under, and it's flat. The ball before a field change, and she knew straight away. Straight to her teammate and friend, Sophie Devine, and why wouldn't you celebrate that? What a wicket.
Great tweakers here from Tipok. The veteran, he was captain for 14 years for Thailand, very experienced.
Stefani Taylor, no stranger to playing in tournament finals. Averages 46.6 in her finals appearances across various cricket she's played. Such a good player. Skipper. She's going to try and finish this off for the Tornadoes. And that ends an eventful over. 1 wicket from it. The Tornadoes 79 for 1.
Yeah, the Falcons 151 for 4. I just feel it's a little bit below par today. A huge score earlier of 182. But Cap and Hill very much in the runs, particularly Cap, the star from South Africa. City Ruin picking up wickets. But Tornadoes here are trotting along nicely at 79 for 1.
Anju Gurung from Bhutan to continue. 2 for 26. None for 26 off her 2. Costly, but Sophie Devine in the hutch. Swept behind square 4. Stefani Taylor moves to 7 off 4. Gurung dragging it down leg, not what you want first ball.
Here it is. Too short. It's easy pickings for Taylor. We know what a star she is. Over 8,000 international runs. She's not going to miss out on that. Tipok upset. Yeah, only 4 bowlers used so far here for the Falcons. There are other options. We haven't seen anything of ANTI-PIRACY yet.
Bit of delivery, called through, chance. No, Mariko Hill unable to collect it cleanly. Stefani Taylor. She's played in a World Cup final in 2016 and she scored 59, chasing down the total that Australia set in Kolkata. She's player of the tournament that year, so no stranger to the pressure.
We know that Gurung can swing it. She swings it like Wasim, one of her strap lines.
Ball hit straight to Misfield, and they're going to get through for 2.
Well, they've certainly got the foundation here, the Tornadoes, and what a combination they are, Devine and Callis. It's the 4th time they've scored a 50 partnership.
So we have a look. Some of the players in this tournament, most runs in T20Is. Susie Bates right up there. Stefani Taylor not far behind her, and Deandra Dotton, we saw her earlier today blast 111. Full opens the face and runs it down to 3rd man. Izzy, like you said, they've only used 4 bowlers thus far, which is really, really interesting. Holding back ANTI-PIRACY maybe.
Possibly Shukla as well, another left armour. So most runs in T20 International, Susie Bates right up there at the top.
Stefani Taylor clearly showing that this is her preferred format. Laid off this over already with a ball to go. Stefani Taylor off to a very good start. And the Falcons still looking for a little bit more. They need another wicket just to try and see if they can push a little bit of that pressure onto the Tornadoes. And it does seem a little bit too easy at the moment. The Tornadoes move along to 88 for 1 after 11.
Here are the Worms and the Tornadoes ahead of the game. Of course, having only lost 1 wicket. They've gone along steadily, but ahead here with the run rate.
Yeah, having a look at these Worms, definitely quite a lot of separation. And just the 1 wicket to fall, and I think that's the telling sign here. The wickets are going to be what is the only way really for them to pull this back, and I guess that's why we're seeing Chamari Atapatu come into the attack. Didn't score the runs that she would have hoped and what that she's shown throughout this tournament, which has been absolutely spectacular. Can she change her team's fortunes today with the ball?
Well, she's the seasoned old-timer. Throw the ball to the seasoned old-timer in times of trouble. See if she can make a breakthrough here.
An easy start, but Taylor with a bit of a limp out there. A cramp. Time will tell to see if that plays a part.
Have a look at this stage where the Falcons were. They were 67 for 4. The ball's back this. Oh, she is limping there. Looking a little bit lame. Doesn't look very happy.
She looks okay there. Not too bad. 3 runs off the over. Plenty of batting left in the Tornadoes batting lineup. It's up, tie. They run back and they're not going to get it. And they're going to come back for 2.
Just plugged out there in the outfield. Pulled back in by Susie Bates, the skipper. Callis looking expansive. Opening up.
Yeah, Devine trying to do all sorts in that motion. There's almost in a face plant. A steady over here from Atapatu, just the 6 off it. Bates, I should say, my apologies.
Digging out the Yorker there, Taylor. Just jogging through. 95 for 1 now after the 12th over, the Tornadoes.
Have a look at that scorecard. Devine set her team up very, very nicely. 51 off 35. Ended up going 1 too many times, and Tipock combined with Susie Bates for that wicket.
Callis having a cracker of a tournament as well. The 4th highest run scorer, certainly highest in her team, the Tornadoes. Top scores all over the place. High score of 58 versus the Warriors.
Yeah, she's just been consistent, hasn't she? 32 off 29, 58 off 57, 50 off 47, 34 off 41. Just the 2 low scores. So it's just been very consistent throughout this tournament and is a very key part of the Tornadoes batting lineup.
Well, here's the glamour queen, Jahanara, with the war paint on and the bandana.
Well bowled there, I love that, just coming in and attacking the stumps, angling in and asking a few questions of Taylor. Jahanara have been quite expensive throughout this tournament, but clearly loving the opportunity to be in a final and showing that number 13 off her 3.1 thus far, and her team in her final over will be hoping that she can find a way to pick up a wicket and a breakthrough.
Well, she's experienced. She leads the Bangladesh attack. She's come out of the World Cup as well. She picked up 6 wickets, including that of Cap.
Good misfield by Susie Bates. So going to cost an extra run. Look at that. Susie Bates just a little bit tongue out. It's not helped her collect that cleanly in the hand. They do say a lot of elite athletes perform and do their skills with the tongue out. There's meant to be something behind that.
Sounds very tribal, doesn't it? Perhaps even threatening. I think bowlers should do it more with their follow-through.
Yeah, and angling in a little bit too much this time, and it's just easily worked off the pads for 1. I mean, the run rate, they're going along at 7.7, required is 7.3. So I don't think it's too much of a stretch to think if there's a couple of wickets, the momentum could shift and everything could change quickly. 15 balls since the last boundary. So the Falcons are trying their absolute hardest here to find a way to get that breakthrough.
Yeah, just a pivot here. So get 1 run for it, Callis. Just picking out the fielder there. Tipok at square leg. Let's have a look at who's to come for the Tornadoes. Of course, there's Sunny Luce and Martin, Katie Martin. Have a look, batting card. Yeah, Sunny Luce to come. Formidable, also Katie Martin, all that experience, 37 years old. And then 2 players from Pakistan, Riaz and Baig, plenty of experience.
Shot down the ground, 6. And that brings the 100 up. Taylor, cracking shot. What a way to finish the over. The Tornadoes 105 for 1 after 13.
Yes, just broken the shackles here. 16 balls from the last boundary, and she has launched that into the stands. Stefani Taylor. It's a big one.
Yeah, you can't bowl there. Juicy half volley. Pairing, Cullis and Taylor moving along nicely as they build their partnership, moving along to 29. And the hopes are beginning to fade just a little for the Falcons. They're going to need something, a little bit of magic.
Yeah, these 2 batters now well set. Partnership of 30. Building off that first wicket. Here's Jahanara. It is right in the slot there from Taylor. She's licking her lips. It's gone all the way.
There'll be a chance. A direct hit. The umpire, Kim Cotton, down there thinking about it, and we are. We're going to go upstairs and have a look.
So impressed by the direct hits in this tournament. I'd love to know how many direct hits we've had at the stumps. It's been phenomenal. Have a look at this. Yeah, she's home. She's certainly home. Well in Garden City. She's there.
Very interesting sliding technique, going on the knees. Again, hasn't the ground fielding and throws at the stumps throughout this tournament been absolutely incredible? Direct hit run outs regularly. with the exception of the Falcons, who haven't got a run out all tournament.
Yeah, it's the Tornadoes.
Cut away, and that's 4 more.
Yeah, talking of run-outs, it's the Tornadoes that have had 9 direct hit run-outs. They're the kings of that. Lovely shot there from Callis, just making a little bit of room, angling the bat, finding the gap. He knows where those gaps are.
Yeah, great bit of batting, and Callis is just going along very nicely. Very relaxed and controlled out there, isn't she? She's just got a lovely temperament, the way that she goes about building an innings and playing her cricket.
Just a bit too full there. She throws her hands through it. Quick hands, Callis. She'll only get a single. Just needs to bowl it really just short of a length here, ANTI-PIRACY.
They're clearly hoping for a wicket too, seeing if we can even up the ledger. Seven runs off the over, 8 runs off the over. The Tornadoes 113 for 1.
Yeah, let's have a look at these runs. 151 posted by the Falcons. Will it be enough? At the moment, you'd think not, with only 1 wicket down here for the Tornadoes. And it's Devine and Callis, wonderful foundation they've put down. 4 times now they've had 50 partnerships.
Yeah, Cap and Hill, that was the key partnership. But that was a bit of a struggle to get them to the total that they did, and it's not looking like it's going to be enough. Earlier today we saw 100 scored in each innings of the 3rd place playoff match. Absolutely belting wicket from Toby Lumsden, curator.
There's Thailand again with her tweakers. Tipok, the veteran. 14 years she was captain of Thailand. And here's the groundsman, Toby Lumsden. He's produced a belter for this finals day.
Pushing hard for a 2, we don't see them often. And we're not going to see one here. Yeah, Toby's lovely bloke, and he's done a brilliant job with the wickets throughout the tournament. Made for a great tournament, great cricket. So we see a few changes in the field out there. Just get the sense that the Falcons are going to have to do something a little interesting here, see if they can find a way.
There's not a lot of turn for the spinners. There's not much wear and tear on these pitches. They're pretty hard wearing. It's a Pakistani clay in there. Holds a bit of moisture, holds the pitch together. Will it be a wide, or will it not be a wide with the new regulations, the new laws from MCC? It is a wide.
There's Simon Telfel, Tabarak Dar. Simon's looked after the officials throughout the tournament. Huge asset to have, and it's been a great experience, certainly for the officials, working under him, tapping into the knowledge of such an experienced umpire. It's been fantastic to have such great people around the tournament throughout at every aspect, whether it's in the playing, coaching staff. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
It is going to be signalled a wide.
Wide. And Izzy, as we near our final commentary stint, it's been an absolute pleasure to be here at the Dubai International Stadium for what has been an absolutely incredible tournament. As Culler strikes it down the ground, 4 more. She moves along to 42. She's feeling like she's got one hand on it.
Just releasing the pressure here in this over. That's the one boundary so far. Gets underneath it, hands through it, nice and straight. In the V, classic from Callis. Very good touch. But the Northern Diamonds will be missing her back in England.
And that is going to conclude the 15th over, and it's with great pleasure that I hand over to Julia Price and Sana Mir to close out this incredible tournament. The Tornadoes 122 for 1. Yeah, that's a Patu in. Here we go, and we're just going to have to do a quick changeover. Sana's finally here. Great to have you. And welcome, Julia.
Thank you very much. It's turning into an interesting affair. They've got to try and find a wicket here somewhere. It's cruising at the moment. Funny Taylor really getting into a groove in this innings, and obviously Stair Callis has continued on her fine form in this tournament, really starting to accelerate now as well and looking dangerous. Welcome, Sana Mir. Great to have her with us as well for this final of the Fairbreak Invitational 2022.
Thank you so much, Julia Price. It has been a brilliant tournament so far, and the start that Divine has given the Tornadoes, I think they are just now enjoying that. No pressure on them at all for now.
Alice just trying to work that one for a single. Divine out in this match, out for 51 off 35 balls. A little bit slow compared to her last innings against the Falcons. She scored 29 balls, pretty much the same score. A full toss there from ANTI-PIRACY, so it's driven nicely through the covers just for 1. 28 runs off 25 balls here. What would you be doing, Sana?
As a batter or as a bowling captain?
Good question. As a bowling captain.
And that's an opportunity there, but just landed a little in front of Mariko. Finishes with a dot ball. Atapatu will come back to the question after this over. 124 for 1. That was the last delivery. A chance there. Mariko couldn't properly judge it. She was waiting for it, didn't go for it. Forward dive would have got that catch. The mint is switched on and the Fairbreak Effect NTF drop is officially here. The owners of the NFT gain a membership with exclusive access to players, competitions, giveaways and future events. Head to www.fairbreakeffect.com for more.
The Marizan cap back on. A little bit expensive for the 27 after 3. It's been a long couple of weeks for Sean Martin there.
Of course, he looks tired. So yeah, I think for your question from the last over, what a bowling captain can do, she can bring back the experienced bowler. That's what Susie Bates has done. Madison Cap is back in the attack. I've been pretty impressed by the keeper, Nana Pat. Now Sean looks quite relieved. I think he's got a cup of coffee in between while we were talking.
It's that off-pace off-cutter that she's known for. A little bit short of a length as well. She's got her field set for that short delivery. Really sort of enticing and sort of teasing Stair Callis, who's been hitting them really nicely down ground with the mid-on and mid-off up.
And we see that what pressure can do. The run rate is going up a little bit. The difference between ball and the runs is increasing. And that's why this over is going to be very crucial for the Falcons. If there can be a wicket and a few more dot balls, the last 3 overs, it will be a very interesting game.
Slight change of field, and Cap just adjusting where the short third is, bring them more around to a sort of a backward point. Nice 3 out on leg. Beautiful work from Satish. Oh, and Callis just gets back. Good pressure there. They haven't given up, the Falcons.
That has been the difference. The running and the fielding there. There should have been a run out there. A clean pick up there and a better throw. Just look at that. Stair was struggling, but the throw was not fast enough.
It's one of those sort of things that these girls are going to be experiencing a little bit more and being exposed to, is that quick release when they're in the infield and trying to get that run out. Another slow delivery from Cap. Taylor just manages to put it down to Susie Bates then at long on for 1.
A lot of batting still to come for Tornadoes. Alia Riaz, you can see her in the dugout, plays for Pakistan, formidable all-rounder. There's Katie Martin still to come. They're all smiling because they are in a very commanding position. And is that a chance? Susie Bates under it. Yes! Another wicket. Can Falcon turn it around here?
Well, it was a shot that had been sort of thrown around for a while with Stair Callis. They wanted her to try and go down the ground. They'd put one of their better fielders down at long on, and Susie Bates, she's already taken 1 catch tonight, and that's her fellow country person in Sophie Devine, and now Stair Callis has fallen for the same trap again.
Excellent bowling from Madison Cap. She took the pace off. The dot balls were building up. This is what exactly Falcons needed in this over of Madison Cap, a wicket, and they have got that. She played well for her 44. Stair Callis has to walk back. Tornadoes 126 for 2. Sene Elise in next. And that would go to the boundary. Important runs for Tornadoes here.
That's 130 for 2 after 17. Show the dismissal of Stair Callis. She's been playing beautifully. Just couldn't quite get this one as far as she'd like over the boundary, and Susie Bates takes another great catch down at long on. Roseanne Cap just shows her quality of her bowling, just how useful she is as a wicket taker.
An eventful last over from Madison Cap. 1 wicket and a boundary of the last over. The equation is 22 runs required of the last 3 overs. They've got wickets in hand, but what we know is pressure can make you do funny things. Few dot balls here, and the match is on.
We actually saw that in yesterday's semi-final, really. They were cruising the Tornadoes, and they got the wobbly boots on a little bit against the Barmy Army. I said to my teammates, I said, oh, I think 1 wicket here may bring 3, and it actually did. Finn Elise did a great job yesterday, scoring 26. She's been in some fantastic form to the 50 over World Cup, and she's continued that here.
And what I liked about her was that she's utilized more in the bowling as well. With the new ball, she is a bit reluctant when she's doing it in South Africa, so really enjoyed her bowling as well as batting. Very talented all-rounder in women's game.
Wondering if she doesn't bowl herself so much when she's captain. I mean, it is difficult being a bowling captain sometimes, as you would know.
I had no such issues. Because bowling was my first thing, so yeah, as an all-rounder, when you're a batting all-rounder, you can tend to involve the other teammates a bit more. She has done well as a South African captain, Stefanie Taylor. This team is full of all-rounders. Sophie Devine, Alia Riaz.
Just gets that one a little bit offline. Tipok couldn't just drag it back a little straight, and Lise is such a strong sweeper of the ball. A great effort there, though, from the Tornadoes, from the Falcons to try and cut that one off.
This is just bowling to her strengths. She loves the sweep shot. Anyone who knows Elise knows that this is her bread and butter shot. And that's why the Falcons dugout is not too impressed with this delivery. Single off this over, this ball.
Tipok has been quite solid today. The 28 off, nearly bowled her 4 overs. Didn't play in the last game when they had this matchup, and they had Kaya Rua from PNG, so a little swap in the team for that game.
She did well. She gets the big wicket. She got Sophie Devine today against us, Grace Harris. Important dot ball there. Every dot can build a lot of pressure. If there can be one more dot here, there will be 15 of the last 2. And that would go to the gap, but very well fielded by Satish. Couple of runs there of the last delivery.
You can really see Stefanie Taylor coming down the wicket there, trying to find that boundary to release the pressure a little. 139 for 2 after 18. Fantastic fielding here by Satish. She's been so fantastic to watch in this tournament, the 18-year-old. And the veteran Tipok from Thailand. She's also been great. Really pushed herself, challenged herself at this tournament.
In the semi-final, it was Atapatu who got the important wicket of Nicola Carey, who has been in absolutely brilliant form for the Spirits. Can she do something special here in this over? If this over can go for 3 to 4 runs and a wicket here, anything can happen still in this game. And that has been the brilliance of this tournament. So many close games.
Beautifully bowled there from Atapatu. The field set up deep on the leg side, the deep backward square, straight mid-wicket or cow, whatever you like to call it, and a long on, as well as the sweeper on the offside. So it just needs to keep taking this into the off stump.
And a good delivery again. There's a chance of a run out here if it hits directly, but the only direct hit that connects is to the batter.
Yeah, with just the 2 wickets down, that's Mariko Hill. Just got in a bit of bother there, but just with the 2 wickets down, the Tornadoes can afford to take a few chances here with their running between wickets. They've got to be running on every ball. It's need to find a boundary as well, just to release a little bit of this tension, but 12 off 10.
Change of field for Stefanie Taylor. Cover comes up. Long off goes back. And that is exactly where she wanted to go. To the offside. Well stopped by Johara Alam.
Stefanie Taylor really likes this shot, creating some room for herself. Pushes to the leg, tries to squeeze it through Johara Alam. Magnificent effort from her just to leave the one. Just got through there. It would have been another boundary and really put the Tornadoes on the front foot.
A very good shot by Senelus. Just look at that for the maximum. For the timing of the game, it is a brilliant shot. Excellent execution.
We saw her play a few of these last night as well, and it just is a magnificent shot, particularly with the mid-off up. She does hit it really nicely. Hasn't been out there for too long, but she's managed to be able to clear the boundary easily and really put her team in a magnificent position.
She keeps the shape so well, and the crowd is enjoying it. Five of 8 deliveries. Warning issued to Stefanie Taylor from Atapatu. Well bowled, another dot ball here.
Great awareness there too by Danny Wyatt. She knows how important it is. She knows her role in the field. She's at a fairly straight mid-wicket here for the spinner, and she knows she's got to cut off any of those easy singles down to long on. So great work from her.
Important delivery here. One off it. Now Tornadoes just a hit away from that title. 148 for 2.
What I do like about this is that Suzie Bates has not lost the smile on her face the whole time. She's thoroughly enjoying her cricket out there. That's really good to see, and we're enjoying it up here as well as all the teams that have turned up to watch the game, as well as this crowd.
Absolutely. And that's the team for Fairbreak. The players, the Falcons, still enjoying it. Of course, Tornadoes. Tornadoes are on the receiving end, and the thing is, they have been behind the over rate, and with this over, only 4 required. Suzie Bates will only be allowed 3 fielders outside the circle. This is the new rule for captains when they are unable to complete their innings under time.
What do you think of that rule, Sana?
I think it's good. I agree with it, because it's the players, rather than just reprimanding the captain. The team needs to understand that they need to move forward. So I think it's a fair rule.
A bit of drama here with Gunjan Shukla coming on now. Hasn't bowled at all this match, and what pressure she's under to try and keep this to at least 4 runs, potentially taking it to the super over.
And a brilliant shot from Senelus. Will this be the shot? Yes, it is. And it's the Tornadoes who are going to lift the first Fairbreak Invitational trophy. Just look at this team.
And you can see again, Suzie Bates still thoroughly enjoying her cricket. She knows that they've competed as hard as they can. It's been a magnificent tournament, and the Tornadoes thoroughly deserve to win this final. The back of a magnificent 50 from Sophie Devine, and some fantastic bowling performances as well.
Oh, everyone chipped in for the Tornadoes. Stefanie Taylor playing a good knock of 18 of 9 deliveries. And each and every person in this dugout has contributed in their wins. And so has the Falcons. They have also played a brilliant tournament. They were hit by injuries, sickness, but still carried on, made it to the final. And brilliant stories, great friendships from this tournament.
It's been so magnificent to see so many countries getting on and having teams be able to adapt to give information about their own teammates to other teams to ensure that they can get over the line. It's just been such a great spirit that this tournament has been played in, and as you can see there, the national captain of South Africa and the captain of the West Indies both walking off together. It's not often they'd be getting to play in the same team together. So, and there's Sophie Devine, the captain of the New Zealand team as well. So magnificent effort from everyone. Played in some great spirit and some fantastic cricket.
Absolutely, and that's Chamari Atapattu on your screen. She has had a brilliant tournament. Madison Cap came back in the 2 important games. Big performances. Diana Baig, so happy for her and the Pakistan players giving an opportunity in a league. Even though coming from full members, a lot of these players have never got this opportunity to play in leagues. So overall, a great tournament. Just look at that. Nepal, you can see South Africa, West Indies, Austria, Malaysia, Bhutan, Pakistan. Brilliant.
Absolutely the world game. It's exactly how these women are taking it to the rest of to the whole globe.
I think the tornado celebration is about to come, and I think Diana Baig is the leader of this celebration. And that's the tornado celebration. They become the first team to lift the trophy for Fairbreak. Great scenes there for Tornadoes. Falcons have been really good as well. All other teams have come in support of this event. We have seen the Warriors, the Sapphires, the Barmy Army, everyone staying over to watch this final. There you see Sean congratulating the first champions of the Fairbreak Invitational.
Elise, what a magnificent innings from her. She's been just on the improve in the last couple of years, and she's just shown how magnificent she was. Andrew Jane, the former keeper for India, as the coach of the Tornadoes. We just see here the winning shot from Sunelise. A little bit of a wide delivery there, but over the top for 4. Gets them home. Tornadoes celebrate this first win. You can see the excitement on Sunelise's face and what it actually means to this group.
And these are the scenes, the West Indies all-rounder and the South African all-rounder. And you feel for Danny White, she has been brilliant. But the celebrations of the Tornadoes, this is what a performing team look like. And a very dominant performance from the Tornadoes. Sophie Devine, 51 of 35 at the top. Ster Kjalles from Netherlands, 44 of 41. And then Stefanie Taylor and Senelus made sure that they saw the team home.
The bowling figures for the Falcons. That was on Cap, fantastic, 1 for 33 off her 4. A little expensive, but still challenging constantly. Jahanara, none for 23 off her 4. Gurunj, none for 35 off her 3. Tipok was really, really good, taking the wicket of Devine, the key wicket, putting the Tornadoes on the back foot a little. 1 for 30 off 4, and Atapattu, none for 25 off her 4, with Chukala coming in for just the last ball of the last over, and going for 4 off her first ball.
And that's the summary of the Falcons. They were rescued by Madison Cap and Mariko Hill with the bat. But Tornadoes really showed a powerful performance with the bat to win this one by 8 wickets. We'll take a short break and we'll come back with the presentation. And it was Stefani Taylor, a Senegalese at the end who saw the team home.
With bowling card, they couldn't really get the wickets, only managed to get the 2 for today. With Marizan Kaf, 1 for 33 and only his second game for the tournament. Bowling beautifully, and Tipuk picking up the wicket of Devine with 1 for 30. Really good contributions as well from Jahanara, number 23 off her 4.
And this was the onslaught from the Tornadoes. Just 150 on the board, and it was a bit of luck involved. Stair Callis but some excellent shot making as well. We saw some great off drives, we saw some powerful shots on the leg side, and it was Sophie Devine, the power show from her. Excellent hitting. We made use of the short pitch deliveries, the full pitch deliveries, used the whole ground to put pressure back on Tornadoes.
And as we've seen throughout this whole tournament, Stair Callis has really been great, supporting Sophie Devine, hitting down the ground as well, and working really nicely together. Sophie Devine again just belting that one straight back over the bowler's head and into the stand. We managed to get this one straight down the throat of her teammate in Susie Bates. And wasn't Tip-Off happy with that as they have this Falcon celebration. And they're trying to scrape their way back into this game. Stefanie Taylor came out. She's been magnificent this tournament, playing to all areas of the ground, hitting down the ground over the top, which she's not necessarily known for, but she's really expanding a game as she's going along here. Stair Callis again, just sort of working the ball around, making sure she was rotating the strike, and then managed to hole out herself, hitting another one down the ground a bit later on. And there from Arizona Cap, just pulling back on her pace a little bit, and another catch to Susie Bates down at long on, picking up the two opening batters. Callis, another good innings from her. She's been great from the Netherlands. Sune Lees, as we mentioned before, magnificent on that sweep. And really playing some beautiful shots over the top, hitting ANTI-PIRACY for 6. Hadn't faced too many balls at this stage, but hits them so cleanly. And then just to hit the winning runs, wide delivery there from the left armour, over the top, and manages to pick up the winning boundary.
A lot of celebrations, a lot of smiles from both teams because they have both played really well. It's the summary for all of you. Falcons putting up 151 for 4. Madison Cap and Mariko Hill rescued the team after 4 quick wickets at the top. And it was then Sophie Devine's show, 51 of 35, and Stair Callis 44. Just 1 wicket each for Madison Cap and Tip-Off. But Tornadoes win by 8 wickets.